Sorry for me
Yay.
cleaning my glasses and getting stuff caught. Hey everyone,
Nice.
one thing I can't see. Oh, okay, never mind. It's up top. I was going to say I can't see if there's anybody watching, but
So
there's
where
a little live viewers tab thing up here.
your
Where?
channel name says you're live, but I can't see the video. Rudeness. Oh, okay.
Hello.
Like it has the little live icon on my YouTube feed next to your name, but there is no video for me to click on.
Hmm.
Weird.
Let me try on my laptop. Shenanigans. So I was like wary of a problem. So like my computer's here, my iPad's here, and then my laptop's right here. Like, one of you are gonna work. Let's see.
Just have it all prepped up, ready to go.
If anyone's watching, leave a comment telling us you can see us.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
because
can't see a video at all. Nope.
Brandy, do you have it?
I'm going to check. It's showing that it's all up and working, and I just pulled up the live feed on my computer,
Yeah.
like on my channel on YouTube. So
Okay. Maybe just send me the link or something.
Yeah, is it private? Maybe. Do you think? Because it
no,
shows
I
you live,
put
but there's no video.
there's two people watching. I put public here. I'll just send you guys in private chat in the streaming thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
I guess I figure we don't need to watch it because we in it. Well, fuck it.
We need the
I
comments.
know.
Okay, yay! Man,
But at least it's working. Oh, there we go. Link.
this link.
Fabulous.
Oh, shoot. I always forget when I'm on Mac that I have to use command, not cut.
Oh, let me close that because I think that's
Yay!
Yay, there we are.
my internet
I always forget when I'm on Mac that I have to use
down.
command, not cut.
Oh, let me close that.
What the hell?
Hey, Joanne, you can see us.
Oh, I think my
Okay, so now that that's going, let me pop out that window and pop out the chat window. Yay! All right, now I feel better. Oh, she said, "Oh, there's a lag."
page being really, really slow right now. Actually, like,
Oh, I figured out the pop out. I was everyone's aunt who doesn't
crap.
understand technology a minute ago.
Oh,
and I
there it
figured
is.
it out.
Sweet. Okay. Cool. All right, so I can make that bigger and open the pop out. Girl, we are struggling. Sorry.
Okay, everybody, this is a new streaming service because they got rid of Google Hangouts, so we're still learning the ropes. Oh, Brandy's gone.
I think she turned her camera off. Hopefully, she just turned her camera off.
It is early, Ignacio. Ooh.
It's early and I don't have anything to drink, so you're just gonna have to deal with my awkwardness. Sorry about it.
I've got so we don't get demonetized soda beverage.
Mine's empty from yesterday. My little lovely.
Okay,
I
it
said
didn't
that
kick you guys.
Yay!
It didn't kick you guys out, did it?
No, it just turned
Okay.
your camera off.
Yeah, my stuff is my internet. We always have issues with my internet. So if I go out, just know that I'm trying to come back because
All right,
it's just like, oh, try again. But okay, it didn't kick you guys out. So that's good.
let's go.
So far, me likey.
Yeah, this looks nice. So yes, we're using a new service for streaming.
Okay.
Did you guys like introduce anything? I didn't hear any
No,
of what was going on.
No.
Okay.
talking about
Being the
soda.
alcoholic that I am, I was just talking about liquor. That's it. That's all you
Yeah, classy ladies.
All right. So I'm sure as you guys know, and as you could tell by the title of this live show, we are doing the live for Dead Witch Walking by Kim Harrison. This is the first book in the Hollows series. Is that what it's called?
Mhm.
Sure. This one.
She's like, I don't know.
I like, but the struggle though with this book, I don't.
You finished it?
Yes.
Because you were like, I don't know if I want to finish it.
I didn't want to. I didn't. And when I got to the part where like there was like Nick and Jinx were like comparing scars, it's like, oh fucking just kill me now. What the fuck? I didn't like it.
I didn't mind it. Like I thought I liked the world building. I thought the world building was really good.
I don't know. Like I the first like flash I got, I was like, oh, this is gonna be some bullshit where they were talking about when they started laying down the world building, and it was something with like some kind of biochemically altered tomato, and I was like, God fucking damn it. Fuck.
But it sort of reminded me of the other series because it's like an alternate universe Earth,
Yeah.
but with magical creatures. Well, that one has magical creatures too, but this one also has like sciencey stuff going on. Yeah, I was in and out with this one. I like parts of it. Other parts, I was just like, I don't know about that. Like, her whole mink thing, but we can get into that a little later. Just
Should we start with the good stuff and then move to the bad stuff, or just like free for all?
I don't got no good stuff.
I like the world. I thought the world was cool.
This book bothered me. I think the characters, like, the bad shit with the characters for me overpowered all the other stuff. So it's like, the thing with Ivy pissed me off, and I didn't think it was going to make me that mad because you both warned me. And then when I read it, I was like, fuck you very much.
Well, it's awkward, right?
Yeah.
Like, if this came out in 2019, I don't think they would have written it that way.
She reminded me of Sookie Stackhouse's just like blatant, mindless, small-minded, just all vampires are horrible, fuck all of you. And it's like, okay.
Except when they're sexy.
Right.
right.
It's like Ivy is basically letting you live in this place that she found because you got kicked out of your apartment. Like, she walked out of her job with you, gave up everything she had to walk out with you. And then she offered you a place to stay, and you're just like, oh, fuck, maybe I should put a lock on the door because we live in the same space.
And, like, she's like, oh, I'll protect you against all of the other vampires who are trying to eat you. Like, Ivy's dope. Like, I'm like, you know what? I wanted her to get with Ivy. And I know it was a weird situation where I know these two characters are never going to get together. So I don't know why they wrote in the attraction thing.
Right.
It was
it
feels like queer baiting, but I don't want to go so far as to say that. But
I was thinking that this morning because I don't even know if like I know it's been a thing. It's always been a thing, but I don't know if it was a thing in the way that it is now because I don't know how many people were looking for more queer rep in books. So like to call it queer baiting, even though queer baiting was a thing, it feels like it's kind of sticking a modern thing on a book that was like
exactly
like 20 years old.
Yeah,
it just didn't age well. I
think most of her like problem, like yes, she's scared of her being a vampire, but I think it's more so that she's scared that she's a woman vampire.
Yeah.
A lot of the fear seems to be that she's another woman. And I was like, that's odd. It's an odd vibe they had.
Yeah, I got that because she was literally checking out every other guy, supernatural creature that she ended up being around. And she was just like, oh yeah, look at him. He's hot. Da, 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 da. And I was just like, okay.
I remember this one in particular with Nick, when she what the hell? How did she word it? It just made me roll my eyes so hard, like literally my right eyeball still sore. Like, what did she say? She said something like he was attractive and he smelled good. She's like, not even a hint of wear. Like I expected him to smell like wet dog, but he doesn't. So bonus points.
In this world, I guess that is.
I mean, it was just weird. I don't know if it was just the execution of it was weird. It just, I don't know. It's just very 90s corny, which is not a problem. It just didn't age well. It's like if you never had any love for Buffy and then you try to watch it now and you're like, this is the corniest shit I've ever seen. And then like me, I'm like, well, you shut the fuck up. But like, I like Buffy, so it's fine. But
yeah,
I'm sure my kids will be like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Like even, I don't know. I feel like Rachel's just like hard up for some action. Like it was like when she was a mink. Sorry, so she spends a lot of time as a mink. We haven't really discussed that part yet. But when she was a mink and she was with Jinx, she was like, sup, Jinx? Like, I get it. He was checking out a pixie. He's like this big. He rides around on her earring. He's like this big.
Yeah. She was like, let me remember he has a wife and a bunch of kids at home. Let me not. I was just like, but like, why? Why?
How big is Jinx?
4 inches, it said.
Because when she's a mink, she's like, oh, he's tall now. And I'm like, minks are like ferrets. They're not tiny.
I was gonna say, no she still would have been way bigger than him. Because that was part of with that whole interaction between Jinx and Nyx. It was like when they were comparing scars. And she's like, oh, I feel bad. I realize how hard it is to be 4 inches tall in a 6 foot tall world. It's like, just kill me now. Just fucking kill me. I can't.
He gets around pretty fast. Like,
Right.
he's zipping about. He's doing okay. I like Jinx. He's like an old noir detective. Like how he talks about everything.
With
Which
very
I like.
tacky clothing.
A Hawaiian shirt and it's like, oh, this dame walked into my end of the garden. Just like his like way of phrasing things. So I liked Jinx and I liked the world building. Those are the things I liked about it.
I don't know. I wasn't much of a Jinx fan. He didn't bother me at all. I didn't dislike him. I just was like, meh, he's there. I think it's just because
Yeah.
Rachel made me roll my eyes every 5 seconds, though, that I wasn't really enthused about anybody else.
It was a little heavy-handed, but I just appreciate him that he was like a little pixie noir detective.
I also think he gave me
Yeah.
flashbacks to the pixie from the God, what was it? Elizabeth May book. It was a fucking steampunk something or other, steampunk Victorian thing, and we didn't know it was gonna be steampunk, and she was some kind of like fairy hunter, and then he had this little like fairy sidekick, and he was exactly the same. And that book was so bad, so I think that's why I was like, oh, we're not doing this again, are we?
Yeah, I don't read steampunk. Like I know, like everyone thinks I should like it, and then I never like it.
Well, it's because it's never done well, like ever. Like the steampunk parts always seem to be just there to just say it's steampunk, so shit's like unnecessarily complicated. It's just like, why?
Yeah.
It's called the Falconer or something like that. I don't know. I have it over here, but I can't get up because I don't want to.
Fair reason.
Okay, what else did anybody like about the book other than how do you feel about the plot? Like the way everything started and got kicked off, and it was just like the whole like big major like factor in her quitting or whatever, and it just kind of felt like, I mean, I don't like my job, so I may as well fuck this up and take this wish from this leprechaun, even though it'll get me like a death threat. Fuck it. YOLO.
Yeah, I felt like it was really underdeveloped because we only got like the very beginning of it. And I'm like, I guess that's part of how urban fantasy / paranormal romances work. It's just like, okay, here is the beginning little bit.
Mhm.
If you want to find out more, read more. And that's part of the reason why I ended up spoiling myself. I was just like, I wonder what's going to happen next. Because we, like I said, we only got like the big thing of just like, okay, I'm curious. And also I wanted to know how the romance is going to go. And So I felt like the actual plot was really underdeveloped for me, at least.
Yeah. It just seemed like very, not necessarily slapstick, but just super thrown together, which I don't know is a thing for me. I have an issue with anyway when I read and the reasoning behind something. Like, I totally get that you have to suspend disbelief, but already we got like werewolves and vampires and shit. Give me something that's not just so like, I just basically have to make my mind go. I mean, I know it's bullshit, but just go with it for the sake of the plot. But it is the whole plot of the book is where like he tries to make her, he gives her all these dumb jobs to purposely try to make her quit. And when she does quit, he sets out to murder her. But why do you want her to quit? Like,
yeah,
just fucking kill her then. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't, and they never said why they wanted to do that either. It's just like, I'm going to expend all this energy and time and resources and send this person I'm paying all this money because she's higher ranked to do all these little menial jobs because I want her out. But then when she quits, I'm going to make her so fucking mad that I'm going to try to murder her. Like, what?
I think part of that had to do because Ivy left and he wasn't expecting Ivy to leave. So he was just like, oh, so you took her. I'm going to kill you. Maybe that'll make her come back. I don't know, because she wasn't planning on going back anyway. But
yeah, that also seemed kind of thrown together too, because it was just kind of like, here's this coworker that I'm not really comfortable with because she scares the piss out of me. But hey, you want to quit your job for me? Let's go into business together. I mean, you scared the fuck out of me, but why not? It was just really weird. And I was like, okay, as long as I get a leprechaun wish, sure.
It didn't really bother me. I don't know. Like, I understand the criticisms. It just didn't bother me, essentially. I was just like, yeah, fucking leprechauns, whatever. Like, I just kind of went with it.
Like, had it been, I don't know, it wouldn't have bothered me had it been like a secondary thing where like there's this other thing going on in the background and it just so happened like, and by the way, bitch, we want you to quit. But it was literally like Dead Witch Walking. It was the titular event of the fucking book. And I'm like, that was kind of a letdown. Not necessarily a letdown, but it's kind of like, oh, that's it. So maybe, yeah, it was a letdown.
Yeah, I mean, they did keep trying to kill her. So there's that. I mean, they didn't try very well.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. They had those like goo balls they would throw at people. Like, what were the goo? Like, they had the little
That was
flat balls.
weird.
And
That
I'm
was
like,
weird.
ew, that doesn't sound.
Like, we're gonna kill you with paintballs. Have fun.
They're magic paintballs, though.
Shenanigans. But I
Excuse
wonder
my
though,
nose.
had I read this before all of my other urban fantasy, because I've read a fuck ton of urban fantasy, so I don't know if I just like read a lot of the newer stuff, and then now that I'm backtracking to this, is that why it's not feeling like it aged well? But had I read this
Mhm.
first, I probably would have loved it. Maybe, I don't know, because I didn't
Or
like
liked
True
it
Blood either,
more.
for the same reasons. Because True Blood
Yes.
is just very. It had the same thing. Like the premise was awesome. Like I would have loved it, but it was just when you watched it, it was like very corny in some aspects, except for my friend the cook, whose name I can't remember right now on the show.
Lafayette.
Lafayette is the only reason I watched the fucking show.
Lafayette.
then-
Oh, you've read the books though, right?
No, I tried to read the
Oh.
books. I couldn't do it.
Lafayette's dead by book 2.
I figured someone said that.
Yeah,
Just
he's not
probably
in any of the books except for the first one because he's dead. He's the one who's dead in the car in the beginning of season 2.
see.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
glad I didn't read the books then, because I probably
Lafayette was
would've
dope. Well, Lafayette, they didn't develop Lafayette in the book. He was only in one of them.
I think it's only because his character was so dope in the show and everybody liked him so much that they're like, well, fuck, we can't kill him now. Nobody's gonna watch anymore.
Yeah, the show is completely different.
Because Vampire Bill was a whole hot mess, and I don't understand that coupling. You gotta find somebody better to play Vampire Bill if you want me to buy that shit. Because what?
Well, she's with Eric for most of the series,
Yeah, that was still a weird one too.
and she's also with a were-tiger for a bit.
Tiger? I don't remember the tiger. I remember the dog.
Well, I don't think they put that in the show. In the book, she was with the were-tiger, and I've read like 10 of the books, and then I gave up because they went antiquing for like 3 chapters, and I was like, "What the fuck am I reading?" Like I couldn't. It ruined the rest of the series for me because of antiquing. Like, why?
I tried to watch her new show, but people said the show was terrible. It's like it takes place in Texas somewhere. It's called like I don't know, Dallas or not Dallas. That's soap opera. What the fuck is the show?
It's on top. I know that.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is, but it looked really good. And then when I went and looked it up, people were like, "Oh my god, it's so much more worse than True Blood. Don't do it." I was like, "Oh well, fuck it."
Cat me.
Oh,
That's how my cat go by. I thought he was in the back. Like fur. My boyfriend shaves him.
Aww.
So now he's just like, he has like mohawk. So he's just full teenage dirtbag.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
This book. Hey.
Yeah.
We're talking. We went off on a tangent with True Blood.
Anybody that's watching and have any thoughts about the book? Feel like no one has really commented since we started. So if you have any thoughts, feel free. I can put them up on the screen with this thing we're using.
Oh yeah, we can post comments on the big screen so you can feel special.
That's dope.
But sandwich watching. I don't know. What do you think about Cincinnati for like the setting?
I like
Because
that it wasn't what we usually get.
It's also like, ooh, the bustling metropolis of Cincinnati. You know? But I don't know. Personally, I kind of was getting excited just because like my boyfriend's family's from Kentucky. So I've been to that area. Like the Cincinnati airport is in Kentucky. It's like right on the border. So like when they say like, oh, you go over the river and that's where the Hollows is. So I'm like, the Hollows is in Kentucky. They never say that. But you have a lot of like supernatural creatures in like the bumfuck part of Kentucky.
Which makes me wonder because they did say like the people, what do they call it? Whatever the fuck.
Interlanders.
Yeah, they said that they have like a different accent. So it makes me wonder if it was like a country Kentucky accent. That's funny. What qualifies as a usual city. So like for me, usually it's just like
I could do that.
Oh, sorry, Lord.
Sorry. It went over your face. Sorry, but I can do that.
Little turtle. Normal City is usually something bigger. Like I've seen a lot, like New Orleans, like everybody makes a book there. New York,
even
Chicago. But there's fewer in New York nowadays, but there's a lot in Chicago. I've seen.
There's what is it? The new Alona, not new, but one of the Alona Andrews series takes place in Houston. One Patricia Briggs series takes place in Seattle and the surrounding areas. Some of them are in what? Montana? Wyoming? Montana.
I don't remember. I know it's Houston for Hidden Legacy and Atlanta for Kate Daniels.
Yep. So I guess we're just like used to like an actual like metropolis type city. Except for Patricia Briggs, her stuff is in damn it. It's in Washington. It's like 3 hours away from me. It's what is it? The Tri-Cities, which I thought was a made-up place, but there's an actual place in Washington called Tri-Cities, and it's like 3 little small. So it's not an actual metropolis, even though it kind of reads like one. But they also go into Seattle and other places a lot too. But that I think up until this book, that was one of the smaller places that have been used for a setting in urban fantasy, except for that one I haven't read yet. The one that takes place with the chick that has a barbecue shop or works at a barbecue shop.
We were talking about that, but I don't remember what it was.
I can't remember either, but anyway.
I remember saying something about like, oh, that kind of sounds good, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, well.
It wasn't Karen Chance. It was, I don't know. It's back there, but if I get up, you'll see me in all of my tropical legging gloriousness, so I'm not getting up.
It's like, I'm not even wearing pants. Like these are like tiny pajama shorts. Like I'm just like, no one's gonna see from anywhere down from here.
Yeah, I was used to the old system where it's like if I just don't say anything, nobody's gonna see me, so I can get up and sneak off to my bookshelf real quick. But I can't do that anymore. So maybe next time I'll try to be more prepared. Except for we always go off on tangents. You can't really prepare for that, so it's fine.
True.
What else about this? I just had something and I forgot it because this is how I am today.
You know what? One thing that really irritated me was the whole situation with Nick and that demon. Because he was just like, oh, you were going to die. I needed to do this. But clearly, she very clearly said no. I don't care what kind of hysterics she was in. She said, no, don't do this. And then she was just like, oh, it's okay. I know you were just trying to save my life. I was just like, no. You now have to do something for this demon because he didn't want to listen to you.
But like on the other,
like he did it on purpose, though.
Probably.
That's why I was like, I feel like he's kind of shady.
Like,
and he was like, I study demonology, so I know a lot about demons.
I know how to trap a demon, but I didn't know this other caveat. I think he did it on purpose.
On the other hand, though, like that makes me less mad than Homegirl complaining about a similar situation in the Chicagoland Vampire series. Remember when she got turned and then she just bitched and bitched and bitched about it? And I was just reading the book like, but did you die though? Like, damn.
Well, I mean, didn't she technically kind of die?
I mean, kind of.
Vampires are alive, aren't they? They have heartbeats and stuff.
Yeah, I think in her series, yeah. So it's like, I mean, I get it, but it's like I couldn't really get too mad about it because I get so mad when they complain, and it's like, bitch, you saved your life, you're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the complaining because, like, you never wanted to be a vampire, and then you wake up and you're like, I'm a fucking vampire. Like, this is not how I planned my Saturday night. But so, like, I get it.
Excessive. Hers was a lot. It was just like literally every time I thought about him, it was like, but I didn't ask him to turn me, and I'm a vampire. And it's like, all right, bitch, it's been 2 years. Let it fuck off.
Yeah. After that first book, it should have been done with her.
Yeah. Because I think I started the second one, and she was doing the same shit, and I was like, nah, dog, nope.
Yeah, it lasts for a while, and she still bring it up occasionally. I think I got about halfway through the series, and she was still kind of doing it. But she was like, for most of the book, she wasn't thinking about it.
Shenanigans. Like, I mean, I get it. I would be upset, but the very first time he spelled it out for her and was like, bruh, I only am allowed to turn so many people a year, and people are dying for this. So, A, you got an opportunity multiple people wanted. I get that that's not something you wanted, but, you know, I sacrificed something by turning you. B, bitch, you shredded your damn throat. You can now eat food again. You're welcome. Or maybe not eat food. Did they eat food in that
They ate lots of food.
Yeah, he ate. You don't remember the chapter header? He ate. She was like, you can't never trust a man.
Oh yeah.
All of them were eating junk food. In a later book of the series, she has another vampire friend who's in a different house. And he's just like, oh my gosh, I would die for a vegetable. Like, frankly, I haven't had a meal that wasn't beige in weeks. Like, all they eat is
I
junk
remember
food.
that. Yeah.
Well, see, so there you go. She can eat all she wants and not get fat. Like, what is there to complain about?
She's just asleep during the day.
Yeah. and you're part of this house now. You got all this money, and you're doing a lot better than you were as a part-time student. So, I mean, like, you got the better end of the deal, ish.
And like the leader vampire kind of has the hots for you.
I mean,
And like he's like
douche in, like book
he's
one.
also a douche, but like later on he's less of a douche and they get together. And then you're finally like, just fuck already. Like you get really upset about it.
I didn't make it that far. I think what was it? Was it book 2 or the end of book 1 where he basically told her, he's like, I mean, okay, I'm not gonna ask you to be my side bitch anymore, but I mean, I do want you to go like screw this other guy because we need to find out what he's doing. I was like, squeeze me. Sorry, what? No, that's not okay. No. I was really upset about that.
I need to finish off that series. They have, I think, all the audiobooks on the Audible Romance package. So
Do it.
But
they get better. They get better.
They
the
do.
spin-off series though is so good.
What?
Good. I actually read the Heirs of Chicagoland or the Heirs of whatever the fuck before I went back and read the Chicagoland Vampire series. So this is what their daughter.
Yeah.
Daughter. That one,
miracle vampire baby.
I need that book. I need the second one. I got the first one as an arc, like literally 6 months before the first one came out. So I'm just suffering waiting for book 2 because it was so damn good.
Yeah, I stopped when her best friend went crazy.
Yeah, I heard about that one too. She had a full on, what's the bitch from Buffy? She had a full on Willow.
Dark Willow? Hold on.
Yeah, she had one of those. I love it.
Visual aids.
A full on Dark Willow moment. And I was like, okay. It just seemed like, I don't know what it was. I think it was just merit. I would have sucked it all up had like that romance not bothered me so bad. I'm like, there's no perks. Fuck it.
Stupid for a long time. Yes. And then, I mean, they overcome some things that are very unovercomable.
Yeah.
I don't want to say spoilers, but I want to.
Like, because I still haven't finished it yet.
Oh, so. I want to. Just why can't everyone like spoilers? Like, I like them.
I like them to a certain extent. If it's gonna be something that I'm really shocked by, I don't want to know about it. Like, I spoiled myself for ACOMAF, and I was kind of mad about it. So.
Oh, I love spoilers. I'm so less stressed out when I'm reading because I'll still want to read it. It's just like I was like, oh, I want to see how that happens. Like I get excited.
See, I like doing like as blind as humanly possible. I don't know why. I just do. Like a lot of the times, I don't even finish reading the summary. Like I read the first paragraph, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm somewhere in the middle. Mm-hmm. I like peeking at.
I want all of the peaks.
See, I learned my lesson doing that shit when the Harry Potter series was actively coming out when I was a kid, and I think I was reading the book and it like flipped open accidentally and somebody died and I was like, ah! So no spoilers. I can't do it.
Yes, Easter eggs. Like if I know what's going to happen, I look for like clues and I feel like I read the book differently a little bit.
I don't know, but see, I always reread. I ain't rereading this one, but with like Halfway to the Grave for next month or for this month.
Yeah,
I've read that book like 5 times already.
That was one of the closest finales of all of the tallies. They were within like a point or two of each other. Like each one had like 32% or 31% and like 29% or something.
I almost didn't want to vote because it's like I want to read all of them, so I literally don't give a shit.
And a different book one on Twitter and a different book one on Goodreads.
Yeah, I voted on Goodreads and Twitter, and I picked 2 different books because I was like, I can't choose.
So it's your fault. Just kidding.
Hey, not really.
No, but I literally I didn't care. But like with Halfway to the Grave, I've read it already like 4 or 5 times, and every time I read it, I find something else. So I get my Easter eggs like that way. I don't want to be spoiled the first go round, but usually like since I'm so caught up in one part of the storyline, or because if it's an exciting part of the storyline, I start missing little bits in it. So when I can pay more attention the second time, because I know what like the big plot thing is, then I start catching other stuff. So I just prefer to do it that way. I don't know why.
Yeah, this will be my second time reading, so I'm excited.
I haven't read it. I assume it's good because you guys have read it so many times.
I'm excited. Okay.
Yeah, I don't reread. I wish I had time to reread, but there are so many books that I don't have time.
Yeah, like my ode to ACOMAF on my wall behind me.
Yeah.
Don't let the hard days win.
I'm reading that this month.
I've boxed them all up because Sarah J. Maas made me.
I finally read ACOTAR, Lauren.
Did you?
I read it last month.
What'd you think? I haven't been watching YouTube.
It's I gave it 3 at most stars.
That's
Yeah, that's about average for everyone, honestly.
I'm just like, am I supposed to like it? Like, it was very uninspired, I would say. It wasn't terrible. I've read worse. But we've all read Dark Fever. We've
Oh
read
Lord.
like,
but
And
it was
honestly,
kind of
Dark
uninspired.
Fever is better than the Skinwalker book thing. So
bruh.
I only read like the first chapter of that one, but like
Don't do it to yourself.
I
mm.
Dark Fever is like it's literally one of the worst things I've ever read. I don't know how everyone lied to me and said it was good.
I did not. Oh, Dark Fever. Yeah, no, I didn't. I was like, hey, I warned you.
I don't remember the warning. I think I remember just like, oh, all right. I was
The only
like,
specific one I gave was about Barons, and she was like, everybody loves Barons. I was like, because I remember specifically saying, I was like, he's an asshole and not like a lovable Cass Brecker asshole. He is an asshole.
Kaz Brecker is surprisingly good boyfriend material.
He is.
He got revenge on her enemies. He bought her a boat. Like,
I mean, like, if you're willing to snatch out an eyeball from me from somebody that stabbed me, I can't be mad at that.
yeah, like he did a lot of good stuff. By the way, Kaz Brecker is a character you can't see it because I'm lower, but it's from Six of Crows for the people watching.
It's like, way the hell, like,
I see it. It's over there. I move my books around.
but I am
I
really.
need to read that.
Brandon,
Girl, go read it now.
I know.
Have you read Grisha?
Yeah. I listened. Those are like my first audiobooks I ever listened to. But when I was trying to get into Six of Crows, I was still like very, very new to fantasy. And I didn't think I was going to be able to like it. So I was just like, I'm going to hold off. I have them.
It's
Like, I don't really like Grisha that much. Like, Six of Crows duology is like my jam. But it makes more sense if you had read Grisha. Could you understand the world better?
Yeah, and I think with that being said too, like there's still like more with the magic in the Grisha series than there is with Six of Crows. Like the kind of magical class system or whatever you want to call it is in the Six of Crows, but there is not much like active magic going on.
Because I started Six of Crows. I read that prologue and I was like, what is going on? So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna wait.
Well, yeah, the prologue of both of the books is just like a random character talking about something. It has nothing to do with the rest of the book. They have like Juiced in this one, and that's the only time you ever see him again in all of the rest of the books.
It's kind of like that. What do they call that trope? The red shirt trope. Like people that just die basically.
Red shirts.
Yeah, that threw me off. So I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
I finally read Moon Call. Oh, did I freeze?
Did you? You read Moon Called?
Yes, it was so good. You know what? And while I was reading it, I was like, it reminds me of Skinwalker, but this is so much better.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm about to probably binge the series this month because I have no self-control. I'm doing a Newts though, so I'm trying to like stick to my TBR because it has to be read in order. But yes, it's so good.
And that is a series that like everybody's like, the first book wasn't that good. Like I like the first book and it gets so much better. So much better.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
Moon Called, or what is the series called?
Okay.
Mercy Thompson.
Oh.
That being said, okay, so I have this camera's backwards and it's fucking me up. All of those books hardcover right here, over there. The backwards thing is fucking me up. Okay, there. I cannot find the third book hardcover for like less than $100. If somebody sees it, help us out because it's the only one I'm missing from the hardcover series.
Yeah, I was
like the very last Mercy Thompson books, but those bitches are expensive.
I was looking at them because the recent books are all a hardcover, and I'm like the older ones are all mass paperback. If you want it for a reasonable price, I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm have a mismatch series.
So let me know. Like, send me a list because my bitch ass is not gonna remember. Like, text it to me or something. Which ones you need in hardcover? Because I always see like the first, the second, the fourth,
all of them
in half price books. But that third one, Iron Kissed, you can't find that bitch anywhere for less than $90. And like that wasn't one of my favorite books in the series anyway. So I'm like, $90? Wait a minute. See the way my pockets are set up. No.
That ain't gonna happen.
No, Jesus. What it Cat Williams, no, not Cat Williams. Kevin Hart said, I got a checking in the savings and see the way my accounts are set up. Nope.
Yeah, no.
I'm glad you're reading them. So now I need you to read the Alpha and Omega series because the Alpha and Omega series is more kind of CSI like. Like they do a lot of crime stuff, and it's just like the two of them, but they go intertwined. So if you'll see, like when you read the second and the third book, that stuff gets kind of glazed over, and they go, "Oh yeah, so anyway, last month when this one Fae got pissed off and blah 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 blah," and you're like, "Wait a minute, what was that?" It's in the Alpha and Omega series,
Okay.
but they're so
Oh
good.
yeah. Yeah, that is gonna be the next probably big series. I still have other stuff I need to read. I've been buying so many books and I'm just like I can't read them all.
Yeah, those were. I think I read out of I think only 7 of them were out at the time I started them, and I read all of them in 3 days. Did not move. Didn't get up. Didn't eat. I just changed into a different set of pajamas. Got back in the bed with my book. Whatever.
I wish I would have knew about that during my week off. Well, I read it the last book, like the last day. I put the audiobook on Sunday and I binged it all day and finished it. And I had to go to work. So I was like, okay, you got to go to sleep. It was like 3 o'clock. I was like, you need to go to sleep to be up. Yeah, it was a mess, but I did it.
I'm glad you read it. I need more people to read that series. Everybody's like, "Oh, the first book," because I think I got Bethany to read it too, and Bethany liked it.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
Yeah. I tried reading Alpha and Omega and I couldn't because it didn't make any sense to me.
Did you start with the novella's weird, and it's very like
I only tried to read that one. And then I was like, well, maybe I need audio. Maybe it'll make more sense in audio because I'll get more inflections. And then the only audiobook my library had was the German version for some fucking reason. And I didn't know it was German because the title was still in English. And I started listening to it. I'm like, wait, no, I understand less now. and so I haven't read it. I haven't tried to read it again.
No, the novella goes really, really, really quick, and it's kind of like even for a novella, it's really glazed over. Like I think she started the first book as they were already a couple, and that she just kind of needed to write it, so that shit goes very, very fucking quick.
Yeah, it starts off with like a whole world that I'm like, I feel like I've missed like many things. Like, what is happening?
Series before
I haven't read anything. I tried to read Alpha and Omega, and that's it.
Okay, that's why. So you got to read at least the first couple books of the Mercy Thompson series before, because all the world building isn't there. So yeah, go like 2 of the Mercy Thompson, 1 of Alpha and Omega, another Mercy Thompson. Then they go stair step like that.
Got it.
But yeah, if you start off with Alpha and Omega first, especially with all the things about being turned into a werewolf, you're gonna be like, wait a minute, what? You didn't explain this. I don't what?
Yeah. It starts off, I think, with someone like getting kidnapped or like taken prisoner for some crime, and I'm like, I don't understand your crime.
So I think they're talking about the kid in the first book, who was turned against his will, and he was kept in a cage, and we didn't really learn about much of that until Alpha and Omega. But in the first book, he went to Mercy's garage, and Mercy had actually took him to the neighbors, who is the werewolf Alpha, that Adam, and she takes him over there, and he's like an 18-year-old 19-year-old kid. He's really secretive, he's a submissive, he's really scared, and they don't really talk about it much because he won't say anything. But then in the Alpha and Omega series, you find out why he was like that. So they go stair step, which is kind of annoying if you have no intention of reading the other ones. But if you start with Alpha and Omega, you get like none of the backstory because it's all in the first Mercy Thompson book.
All right, that has me really excited because I was curious about what was going on with him and
so
everything that
turns
happened
into a whole big thing. It's like the subplot for like the first Alpha and Omega novella, and then like halfway into the first actual Alpha and Omega book, it's finding out why he was, I forget the kid's name, but what happened to him, why he was turned against his will, who he actually is, all of that crap is in the
I was so mad that he got killed off. I was like, oh, he gonna be a part of the new pack and everything gonna be all happy for him. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I was a little butthurt. They do that. They do, but she's not as bad as Sherilyn Kenyon killing off my favorite character, who I'm not gonna say because spoilers. But I've never forgiven her for that. It's been like 10 years now, bitch.
Oh yeah. This you can tell when we really aren't the biggest fan of a book because we go off on a whole lot of tangents.
This is just my little like, hey, remember this book? The title of this video?
I'm trying not to.
What do you guys think of the magic system? Let's talk about something about this book.
I actually like the it wasn't necessarily intricate per se, but it reminded me of the system with the teeth in Daughter Smoking Bone. Like it just had a lot of little parts to it, even though the one in Daughter Smoking Bone seemed more complicated. I like that they had all these little like curses and charms and spells, and she had well thought out like ways to counteract all that crap. So that part I did like. That was like,
Yeah, it definitely was intricate. Like they had a lot of spells where you actually had to like combine ingredients and whatnot.
but like how in the hell? So this is the thing that I was like, all right, wait a minute. So she goes to work, right? And she tells them, "Oh, I didn't tag the leprechaun." They're like, "Oh, you didn't? All right, you fired." Before this whole even make it home, they already locked her out the house, cursed all her shit, put it out in the hallway. It's like that was quick. The fuck?
Magic.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting because obviously, each of the, what do you call them, different creatures or whatever, they each had their own different magic system. Because like the pixies were able to, he could pixie dust her and her blood slowed down to stop her from dying a little, keep her from staying alive a little bit longer so she could make it home. So it was interesting seeing the different little points of the different creatures. I wish we would have just learned a little bit more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one thing, although, that it felt like that because of like the stuff with the pixie dust and whatnot, is because it didn't get really explained much, except for the fact that hey, this counteracts this or this does this. Like kind of when her stuff was in the hallway, and then I go, oh, if you put salt water on it, it breaks the curse. It doesn't say why or anything like that, which I like about Alona Andrews because she explains like this whole system she made up for it. But in this book, it kind of feels like not necessarily a throwaway, but it feels like an open-ended rescue kind of a thing. So later on, we can just go, "Oh yeah, well this will fix that," and I'm like, we can't say yeah or no because we don't really know the system that well. So Ignacio just asked what makes a good, well-rounded magic system, and for me, I think it's like limitations because otherwise, shit just gets real fucking out of hand. So
yeah,
like for example, in the Kate Daniels series, Kate Daniels has all these powers which are really spoilers. So I'm not gonna tell you about them, but if she overtaxes herself or she does too many of them, she knows what the limits are, and we know what the limits are. So if she keeps doing them, we're gonna like, oh, bitch, this ain't gonna go well. This ain't gonna go. Oh, look, told you. But in series like this, where they don't really have one, it starts to feel lazy no matter how much thought you put into it, only because it feels like because there are no limitations, later on the author can go, fuck, I wrote myself into a corner. Fuck it, there's a spell for that. I never told you, but there's a spell for that. And it's like,
Steph.
Hi, Steph.
Hey.
Sorry, we just like started yelling. I started yelling at her name because I saw her and I was like, "Hey!" Guys, if you like romance, go check out Stephanie's channel. She reviews romance like nobody's business. She's great.
Oh, the romance.
All of the romance.
Oh,
but magic systems. I think, like, okay, I've had this experience before, and I think it's kind of a writing style thing, whereas, like, if I feel like the author understands the magic system and knows the rules of it, because you need to have rules, otherwise you're just writing nonsense.
Yep.
I'll go with it, like with Kate Daniels, because there's a lot of weird shit going on. Like, there's like magic waves where there's like a flare and then like gods and giant carps pop up and you're like, what the fuck is happening in this acid trip magic dream? And it's so weird, but I feel like the authors understand the weird. So like I'm willing to go with it. And then I've read books where I'm like, the author doesn't know what's going on either. And there's no rules. And she's just like, oh, and because that. And it's like in Star Trek when they're like, oh, good thing we invented this, so now we can do that. And it's just nonsense science talk. It's like nonsense magic talk where you're just like, oh, because this and because that and because all those things. And you're like, no, you didn't know that. So it's like a matter of like someone understanding what's
you can
going
tell.
on.
You can always fucking tell. Like a good example of this, a popular one, and don't fucking come for me in my comments on Twitter or what the hell ever. Because it's a popular book, and I'm not saying it's a shitty book. I'm just saying like you can kind of tell this seemed a little throwaway with the Harry Potter series, where it just kind of felt like if I just throw a Latin word in there, like there was a spell for that. And there weren't really any limitations except for like, don't use the killing curse because it's bad, finger wag, but there's not really any actual limitations. Take, for instance, like Harry, whose mother loved him so much that the spell didn't work. And we don't ever get any really reason for that. And it's just like, rainbow hearts and bitch don't question. I said so. And it's not a problem. I'm just like, that's a magic system where in a book like this, that would drive me crazy. But like to go back to the Kate Daniels series, you can tell that these fuckers know the system they made when it comes to later on when they explain like the like V virus and how people get turned into wares. And that fucking system is so intricate that I had to read those couple pages like 5 times because they have math for that shit and everything. It's just like if you get bit and the rate of change is blah 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 blah, and this happens and they change so quick in so many hours, then you'll know that later on is like the coefficient blah blah. It was just like a really crazy ass system to like let you know whether or not the person was gonna go loop, meaning turn out of control or not. And I was like, these bitches put some thought into their magic system. That took a lot of fucking research because a lot of that, like I looked it up, a lot of that was from like older systems that they've like taken from like old werewolf books and old, you know, fantasy stories and like turned into this really like science-based complicated thing, but it all was cohesive and made sense. So you can kind of get the feeling that it's just the tip of the iceberg and there's so much more you can't see, but it's like we know it's there, so later on that limitation pops up, it doesn't seem like a random ass like, oh, we're just gonna like wave this wand in Latin and you know there's a spell for that, I just hadn't learned it yet, ha ha ha. Like, sorry, that was a long for
No, it's exactly that. It's like if the authors understand their magic, I feel like you can tell.
Yeah.
In the story, and you're just like, okay, like I'll go with this. I don't care. It's weird. Like I feel like you know what's happening.
Yeah.
And then there's like, hold on, I'll show you the book I'm talking about when I say authors who like obviously haven't planned this out. One sec. Don't turn me off. I'll be right back. 1 second.
I think one author in fantasy who does that really well is Sanderson. Oh yes.
Every time I see that, I just like
I didn't even hear you, but I saw your face, Lauren. This is one of the worst books I've ever read. I read 25% of it and couldn't go on because it's literally she doesn't know what's going on in it. It's like, oh, because that, and then oh, because there's also that, and then because this happened, and you're like, no, you're making it up as you go.
Yeah.
And it makes no sense. And like I have a whole rant video about this, but like, oh my gosh.
I have to go watch it, but I just haven't been ready to relive the fuckery. I can't. Did you buy that? Did you spend money on that book? I feel so bad. That's awful.
I got it on Amazon for like $4 though. So I didn't spend a lot of money on it.
That's still too much.
I'm aware. I'm aware.
I think they need to give you at least 20 just for pain and suffering because holy fuck.
And also it's like a weird one because it comes with those you remember like those old Harlequin inserts?
Oh no, they're still doing that? Jeez.
Apparently I haven't, and they're upside down, which is really weird. They're not even in the book right. I was like, what's happening?
they really just didn't care about that book. Was that like her last contracted book or something? They just like
No,
just
I
put
think
it out
You
there.
made a sequel. There's a sequel to this, and it's so bad. It's coming out soon.
What the fuck?
Both of you and Bethany talking about it. So I just
It's so
wow.
bad.
Wow.
God, no.
I used to love Gina Showalter, but this one is like hot garbage.
But she also has another one that's on NetGalley right now that it's some kind of fairy tale retelling type thing. I don't know if
Oh,
it's YA
like,
or adult because I know she has the Alice in Wonderland young
It's the
adult.
Evil Queen one.
Yeah, the Evil Queen one. And I want to because I am such a hoe for retellings, but I'm like, nah, bitch, you done burned me too many times. Nope.
I did like her Alice in Zombieland series though.
I didn't get to read them because I was scared. Because every time, like, it's the same reason I haven't read Cressley Cole's like YA series because I'm just like.
But I keep telling you it's good.
Oh, God, I know.
It's not YA, it's NA.
Oh,
It's new adult.
I
It gets
have
smutty. It gets smutty, surprisingly.
Okay. That
It's not really YA, but like it's actually really good. Like maybe the first book is a bit more YA, but by the end of it, I'm like, they're just fucking.
I want y'all to notice like what little it takes to change my mind. Somebody goes, "Oh, it's somebody." I'm like, "Okay, I'll read it."
Oh, they're fucking. Honestly, same. I'm like, there's smut.
Pretty much.
The Arcana Chronicles, it's really good. I remember I talked you into buying some.
Yeah, I have 1 or 2 of them over here. The problem is I need to keep Google Docs on my phone of all the books that I have at series because I go like thrifting for books so often that I'm like, I can't remember if I have book 1 or book 2 and fuck it. And then I go home with the same 2 books I already have, not the one I'm missing. So I haven't read them yet. But speaking of like smut in books, this is another thing I feel like we got baited on with this book. I don't know why I thought there was going to be like an actual storyline or fucking in this book.
Yes.
Like we have also, in addition to being queer baited, we have been fuck baited. Like what the hell?
They keep saying like sexy female witch. They keep saying sexy like as a descriptor for her. I'm like, no, she just looks at everything and wants to fuck it, but she doesn't fuck any of them. Like she's just horny.
Jane Yellow Rock series again. Swear to God, in the first book there is no
Yes.
actual romance for 8 fucking books. The romance does not get its shit together. She just like looks at everybody and is like, "Hey, want to fuck?" That's it.
I don't know how you got that far.
I didn't. I skimmed ahead. I just went on Goodreads because some people get real mad in Goodreads and they be telling a whole goddamn book like gifts and shit. So I just keep scrolling ahead and reading everybody's like angry ass summary, and then I made it to book 8, which is where like the couple who met in book 1 finally got it together, and I was like, "Bitch, you got 3 books, 3 books to hook me. That's it. After that, if yo shit." Kate and Curran was at 3, maybe 4, 3.5, I think.
Yeah, but
Mercy
they were also
and Adam,
working towards it actively.
They were. And like
know?
Mercy and Adam, however, like that one's about 3-ish, but there's some fuckery in the middle of there. And I'm like, all right, y'all doing a bit much. But even still, it was no more than like 3 or 4 books. Motherfucker, 8? No.
8's a lot. That's too much.
I can't. I mean, something could be said for a bitch. Read it for the story. No! Where's my smut? Child, I'm a mess. It's fine.
I just read a book. I was just like, I was expecting it to be very smutty because the other 2 books in the series were very, very smutty. And this one was less smutty. And I was just like, I was just like pouted the whole time. Like, you're not fucking enough.
Yeah.
Like, it made me unhappy.
Pretty much. It's like, dang it. Okay, so that, especially with a cover like that, where you have someone, I mean, like that's probably something said for like.
It's like it's a suggestive cover. Everything's backwards.
Yeah, there's probably something to be said for that, and like bad assumptions people make just because somebody is scantily clad. However, I'm not talking about a bitch walking down the street. I'm talking about a book cover in a genre that is full of smut. Anyway, you baited me, goddammit.
Like Beverly Jenkins. They always trick me. Beverly Jenkins, like her books are very, very good.
Yeah.
But their covers look very smutty.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they don't fuck. Like I remember one book, they didn't fuck until the last chapter, and most of them happened after.
I read that book last month, and then as I was going to put my star rating, I saw your review, and it's like, there's no sex in this book.
They wait to the very end, and they're like, well, we did it. Okay, bye. And we're like, no.
So that was with Eddie, and I don't know, but the main character was Eddie, and
Edie,
it was with the guy who was like trying to do white passing, and he was
Ryan and Edie.
So the next book, which is one of her nieces, I think it's
like Tempest or something else.
Yeah, one of those in which the niece was the one who was a mail order bride, and then she shot him when she met him because she thought he was one of the people that were trying to rob her carriage. That one's a little more smutty, but it's still like sophisticated smutty, so it doesn't get full on bodice ripper, but there are a lot more instances of sex than there were in that one with Eddie, and there's just like one at the very like last 12% of the book.
Yeah. I think the mom gets fucked in it. No, that's a different series. I read a different book and the mom has sex before the main couple has sex. And I'm like, wait, we're reading about his mom fucking someone? What's happening? She's not a young woman, which I'm like, good. You know what? Older ladies get some too. Awesome. But I'm just like, wait a minute. She's not even the point of the book and I'm watching her fuck. What's happening?
Yeah, I think Beverly Jenkins, her book, she just put so much into making like the historical Black people part of it so accurate that she's like, I'm not dirty in all this work with fucking. Fuck y'all, read something else.
No. But I just read this one.
Is it good?
It's so fucking good. They actually put some smut in it.
I haven't read it yet.
It's really good though. But like, look at that guy though. Hello.
I know.
What's up? He's a sexy blacksmith. I'm like, yes, sir.
Blacksmith. The last one, the Tessa Dare blacksmith, where they were like fucking on the anvil. I was so here for it.
I know. I was like, he's literally covered in steam all day. Like, no, he's like super dreamy. Like he's great. I kind of feel him like remember in Black Panther M'Baku?
Yes.
Like that's what I have in my brain when I see him.
I have M'Baku in my actual computer case, so I get to look at him every time I sit here. He's just right there on top of my graphics card, just staring me dead ass in the face. Is great.
I love M'Baku. He's my favorite character. And Okoye. the head of the royal guard.
Yep. She was basically Bae when she took that wig off and smacked a bad dude in the face with it.
Yes, she snatched her wig and had some kick-assery. I love her. Oh my gosh. But yeah, this one was actually pretty good. They do some bonage in it. It's still Beverly Jenkins bonage, where it's not like super extremely graphic, but like he touches her stuff and like they're clear about it.
So this will make you happy. In Halfway to the Grave, it's smutty.
Okay.
I can't remember how much of the smut is in the first book, but later on the smut is pretty wild. Especially they become a couple pretty quickly. I think they're separated for a while, but then like later on down the line, since it's just the two of them, and there's like this instance where she gets really jealous, and he's like, I mean, I can make you scream loud enough to piss her off, so you know she's not a problem. And that whole fucking scene is just like off the fucking chain.
Okay.
So you have that to look forward to.
Yes, I'm very happy. But you spoke about screaming.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to bring this up for a minute. I just brought this up in my review of Court of Thorns and Roses.
Uh-oh.
You know, because this is a paranormal romance book club. You know, like you have paranormal male characters, and when they finish,
the roaring.
roar.
Yes.
And like, how uncomfortable would that be that someone just starts yelling in your face like that loud that the walls shake? Your ears are gonna hurt. You're gonna be very confused. You're like, whoa, my vagina is not that magic, sir. You need to back off.
I always just picture like the other person just like doing this, like their hair blowing back out of their face, fucking, like growl right in their shit. I'm just like, oh no.
Like those speaker commercials with the guy in the chair and then the speakers like blowing back.
Yeah. Or if it's like a shifter romance, I always picture because they roar, I'm like at some part of his like face and vocal cords have shifted to whatever animal will let him roar. I'm like, that's not cute. That's not cute. That's not cute. What are you doing, sir? Come here.
No. And then like they like,
is that the new puppy?
Yeah.
I showed my mom and she was like, "You're so cute." Sorry, go ahead, Amanda.
Look at him.
Oh. No, I feel weird saying what I was about to say now because you have a fluffy puppy. I'm just gonna say it. Whatever. It's gonna be weird. You've been warned. So Sarah J. Maas in her book, she also referred to his dick as velvet wrapped steel.
Yeah,
which bothers me because velvet is fuzzy. It's soft, but it's fuzzy. So she's touching some fuzzy dicks. I haven't encountered a lot of fuzzy dicks. I mean, you have a little fluffy dog, so I mean, that might be a contributing factor. But this fuzzy dicks and getting roared at in my face, I'm having none of it. Their sex seems weird. I would be very uncomfortable. Like, how do you like look at him the next day knowing that he did that?
Like, she hits on a lot of my pet peeves, like the let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. And she's like, Jesus. And what is the other one? There's a lot of like, because he so the character
I'm sorry, I have to share this.
No one wants to touch a fuzzy dick.
I mean, fair, very fair. Like, you might need to go to a doctor and get some antibiotics, sir, because there is fuzz growing on your shit. That is not okay. But
roaring and fuzzy dicks, like I can't with it.
Like so the next character,
just expect that for the other two. But
the rest of the series, of the ACOTAR series, is from the Night Court. So every fucking time that guy's naked, it's there are stars and darkness and blah. It's like fucking. What?
Like his body, or was it just like stars happen?
Like, both
in the world.
Both. So it's like starry night, weird
just
shit. Like
go into it with not real expectations of their sex life.
Because like I've seen a lot of like memes about a glittery dick, and I'm like, does he have starlight dick? Like, what does he have? What's happening?
Okay, sorry.
I thought this is where this is going, and I'm like, oh, that's what they meant by glitter dick. Like he has stars.
There's like always every time so supposedly like when he loses control, like if he's having nightmares or whatever, like literally just like night. Where are you going? Literally like night just kind of rolls off of him. So you picture somebody's like little weird wisps of like black clouds rolling off of him and shit. And then somehow that transferred to somebody who, this fandom, if you have not looked for spoilers, this fandom is the most supported fucking fandom I have ever goddamn seen. If you go on Tumblr, if you go on Instagram and you type like their ship names, you will see fuckery. That's where Glittery Dick came from.
Oh yeah, I remember Soap Dick came out and
Yeah.
everyone's just like,
Yeah, that was
please don't put this in your
Mm.
vagina. It's like, yeah, no shit, it's soap. Like,
yeah, some
you know
people.
what? No
Yeah.
shit. Some people are that stupid. They're gonna put Soap Dick.
Yeah, to be
Where-
fair, like,
yeah.
unfortunately, the fandom has a lot of, like, 13, 14, 15, 16-year-olds, and they might not know better, which is, like, you can't be mad at the author for that, though, but that's probably one of the reasons people are going to start, like, Holly Black just recently tamped down on that non-licensed merch because she went through this company now, so everybody that's selling, like, cardon candles and all of those shit, X'd out, can't do it anymore. But I feel
Oh.
like people should probably stop doing that anyway. So maybe like authors don't have to deal with Soap Dick when they didn't authorize Soap Dick.
Yeah. But I'm like, that's just, I don't want to rub a dick all over my body. Like,
Hey, some people need it how they can get it. Damn it, I guess whatever.
I mean, not a soap one. I mean, I don't want to rub any dick all over everything. Like, I don't need it like on my knees. Like,
Man, you should go look up, especially if you're going to read book 2. Just like type in Phasand in the on Tumblr.
oh wait,
Especially.
I've just seen that in Living My Life on Instagram. Like, there's all kinds of nonsense. So I already know like certain things that happen. I know like there's a paint fucking scene.
Tumblr already though. I forgot about their little no porn crap. So they probably took it all off down Tumblr, but Tumblr was it was a mess.
It was a mess, like Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter, you can show your butthole. Like, no one stops you from doing anything.
They don't give a fuck on Twitter.
They don't give a fuck.
Oh, Lord Jesus. We are so far off topic. I don't know
I know.
or where this came from.
Hey, dead much walking, guys. I just realized I have another book by Kim Harrison. I forgot I owned.
Does she have another series? I have
Let me
I
see.
don't know which one it is. I think I have one of her. It's an anthology with her work in it. What the hell it is? I don't know.
I got this one.
Is that a different series?
I don't know. It might be.
That look like
God,
it's
look
from
at her
this
author photo.
That explains a lot.
I'm glad I wasn't the one to say it. I wasn't gonna say it.
Well, I mean, her author photo on this one is her walking away in a robe. Wait, I don't know. This one I got at library book sale for like $1.
I
Oh no,
can't.
it's part of this series.
No.
It looks like it's part of
I
that
think it
series.
was from looking at that outfit with the skirt all up her ass and those knee-high boots.
Oh,
Like, we get
she's
smudged
dating a
up.
vampire.
Yeah, that was one of the spoilers
Yeah,
I saw.
Despite dating one vampire and living with another, Rachel Morgan has always managed to stay just ahead of trouble. Until now.
Dun, dun.
I didn't know this was part of the series. I think it's book 5.
Oh, Jesus.
And let me see here. I was hoping it's gonna be a first edition because it's still hardcover, but it's a 6th edition.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's hologrammy. They probably redid it. I feel like. I
Yeah,
don't know.
but it's
I like the
pretty.
cover, but if I pick up a cover like that and there's just flat out a woman's ass on the cover, there better be some fucking smut in there. I'm gonna be really upset.
Yeah, but yeah, I didn't even know I forgot I owned this because I get a lot of books at library book sales, so I probably got this for $1.
Does anybody finish the series? Like, do they even get smutty? Because if I go forward with the series, not that I want to, but like I may skip ahead to like where there's actual romance. Is there smut in it? A, B, is it like Ilona Andrews, Mercy Thompson, where they stay with the main character mostly, or whoever the love interest is, or is it like Carrie Arthur's books where she's basically dating somebody different in every damn book hereafter?
Well, this one she's dating another person. She's not with the rat boy anymore.
The rat boy. I don't know what's with these authors and rat shifters. Like, why?
There's a lot of rats lately. At least our books we've been reading. Oh my gosh!
Oi, oi.
But I'm excited for Halfway to the Grave this month.
It's so good.
I'm gonna try
I
to
bought
read
a
it.
copy because it was that good.
Yes.
I have a copy. I got it at a library book sale. So mine's
Wait.
a little bit more beat up.
Wait, let me see. Hold on.
Oh, I'm
I
grabbing
need to get the rest of the series. I have one of the spinoffs. Up, everybody's getting up and leaving.
flag butt. Did everyone see my American flag butt? I'm sorry.
That's fine.
This one, yeah, mine's a little used.
Well, I bought a new copy from Amazon.
I got this
Yeah.
for 25 cents at a library book sale, though. So I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
I need to start shopping in Amazon's used section. I don't know.
I'm
so I
excited.
just buy them new.
Yeah, I go to library book sales and sometimes I get good stuff. But
Hopefully, I have my license soon, so I can do that. Because
yes, how's that going?
it's going pretty good. I haven't gone in a couple weeks because the lady that usually takes me is on a 2-week vacation in New Mexico. It's like you could have took me with you, but I'm working on it.
Well, that's weird. They're not on
So,
my.
so this woman Amanda finished it, and she said, "Honestly, can't remember. It's been a while, but I don't think the smut is up to your level." And then Joanne says, "It's not smutty," and she doesn't stay with it. Well, we know that because she's dated a vampire now.
Well, I'm
But,
good. Then. Pass.
If you guys
Yeah.
don't care about spoilers, she ends up with the vampire that kind of seduces her in this book. So,
In the first book, like the douchey one, who's just like,
yeah.
I knew she was gonna fuck him at some point. And I was like, no, don't fuck him.
Apparently, he's not all that bad. Him and Ivy went through some type of trauma together, and I don't know.
Pass.
He was still a dick.
True. Very true.
So I don't know where all of my Janine Frost books went, but they're not over on my paperback paranormal romance shelf.
Are they in a bucket somewhere with the rest of your books?
I never finished unpacking all my shit, but I have like literally all of them, and I had multiple copies of them, and I sent them to somebody. And if I didn't send them to Amanda, I don't know who the fuck I would have sent them to because I don't like people like that.
I didn't get them.
Who the
Maybe
fuck?
Bethany? I don't know. Yeah,
Maybe I might have.
I got it from a library book sale.
They're so good. If you see them, like, get the rest. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't.
The first 3 books. They had the first 3 books of the series there, so I got them all.
But the good thing, though, is going over there just now to look for them is that I found not only that, but I have a whole lot of other paranormal romance books I haven't read yet. But then I found that I had like 3 more Karen Marie Moaning books in paperback over there. Now I get to get rid of those and clear up some shelf space.
I got rid of all of them. I was like, oh no, I can't go on.
Dark Fever. I haven't got rid of any yet, but I have to drive to Seattle today to pick up my signed copy of Dark Age because I pumped out of the signing early because it was so fucking hot in there. It was just a hot box of BO. It was disgusting. So I have to go get it today, and I think I'm gonna go buy half price books and see if I can't get some other stuff.
I wish that we had a half price books in Los Angeles.
Don't bother. They're only good for hardcover books because the paperback books are only like half price no matter how old they are. So it can be a $20-year-old paperback, and if it was $10 20 years ago, you still got to pay $5. Nope.
Well,
only worth it for hardcovers.
I do have fun going. I only get to go when I go visit my boyfriend's family in Kentucky. That's the only time I've ever been.
Washington, like Denver had a really good book collection, and I'm certain that's because Denver was so expensive that everybody was just like reading books and getting rid of them to save space because everybody had these tiny little apartments. Here, there aren't any really good like books when you go thrifting, not at half price books, not at Goodwill, so it's disappointing. But I do want to go today since I gotta pick up my Joanne says she dates 3 or 4 people in the whole series. Anybody got time for that? I mean, that's not bad, but it's just not my preference. I don't know why. That gets.
But I'd rather her like build a relationship than just date around.
Because other than that, the author has the potential to just keep creating the same fucking problems with different people. And that gets
really I want a couple to root for.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Hopeless romantic, I guess.
Same, because I prefer them to stay the same couple. Like, I really don't care if you just like fuck a different person every book. I don't give a shit. But like, I want like an actual like romance to work towards. Ignacio asks, so what is a quintessential smutty paranormal romance? Do you have one? All of mine are mostly fantasy. Dark Hunters, that's a good one.
I need to read that still.
Brandy, we're gonna divorce you in a
minute. Look, I don't have them yet, so until I get them, and I don't think my library has them.
What?
I think like book 3, Night Embrace, is some of the dirtiest stuff I've read of anything.
What couple is Night Embrace?
Talon and Sunshine.
That's a good one.
I like the Mardi Gras float in the beginning of the book.
Yeah, I like the one with the shifters. So Fang and Fury, I like theirs. I like Amy and fuck, I can't remember which Dark Hunter she got with. I need to reread the whole. Now that is one series that I like so much that every so often I would just reread the entire fucking series, meaning like all 20 something books. I'm not gonna read the last 5 because they're fuckery, but I will
I still
reread
need to
like
get caught up.
the
I'm not caught up yet.
entire series. The last 3 Dragon ones are basically all the same fucking book, just told from a different point of view, and some of them aren't even told from different point of view. It's just literally pages ripped out of the other one and put in another book. So I'm scared to read the very last one. It's the Stygian, because it's huge.
Yeah.
And if a lot of that is rehashed, I'm going to be really upset because that book's expensive.
Well, Night Embrace. I always remember this because I was never seen it before, and I don't think you should do it in real life. They did a standing up 69.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like holding her upside down, and like I was like, that doesn't seem like it's gonna work.
Gotta love that Dark Hunter strength.
You got a head rush and a dick in your face, and it's just like I don't think that would be fun for anyone. And I don't think he's a vampire strength, so he can hold her for like extended periods of time. But I'm like, don't try that in real life. You're gonna get dropped in your head. There's no way you're not.
No.
There's no way you're not.
Let's see. What's another? Cressley Cole's kind of. I don't think
I
hers
feel
are
worried
that
about it.
smutty.
I think they're very smutty, but I'm worried if I go back and reread it, I'm gonna think they're rapey.
Yeah, see, that's the thing with hers is her heroes.
There's
Her
a
main
little
character,
questionable consent in a few of them that I remember.
they're very like historical romancy, and they're kind of like, well, we're mated, so you're mine now. So
Yeah, there's a little questionable consent in a few of them, and I'm like, I think if I went back and reread them now, I'd be like cringing. But like when I first read them, I was like, oh, this is amazing. But it's not the whole series. A lot of the series has consent, but there's a few books that are like,
also her love interests, the romance in general, a lot of the time she makes them do really shitty things to the other main character, and I'm like, that was a bit much. Like the one with the vampire and the succubus where he basically almost caused her to die.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I forgive you at the end, because I just recently reread that one, and then I was like,
I like Bowen and Mariquita in the beginning of the series. He's a werewolf and she's the witch.
Didn't you like keep her from using her powers or keep her from doing
he had a mate before who died.
Yeah.
And when they do it the first time, he says the other woman's name.
Oh, I don't remember that. I need to reread that one then.
But it was like, it's a long story. There's like a curse, and that wasn't really his mate. It's a long thing. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But it was like, oh, like I remember sobbing. Like it's so bad. But my favorite Sebastian, I think. I like Sebastian a lot. He's book 2. That's early in the series. Sebastian and Katerin.
I think my favorite was McReeve. Was it McReeve?
That was later on, yeah. That was the second one.
Those brothers are so fucked up. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I just like really tortured heroes, because my favorite out of J.R. Ward's book was Zetas, and poor Zetas was like Acheron's book. He was just fucked off. That poor guy.
What was that one?
I can't remember which one it was.
Dance with the Devil?
Ooh, yes. That's one of my favorites. Nope. Fuck.
I'm going to tell you his name in a second. Zarek.
Yeah. Artemis.
Poor Zarek. Oh my gosh. I remember sobbing through this book.
So if you guys don't know anything about the Dark Hunter series, in this series, the Dark Hunters are kind of like very watered down like vampires. I fucking love her, even though that bitch is crazy as hell.
I know, but she was getting poisoned by her ex-husband.
So she, in the series, Dark Hunters are kind of like, in this world, basically when people die, if they're killed in a manner in which like they should be getting revenge for, like if they were betrayed, their soul cries out when they die. Artemis hears it, gives them the opportunity, okay, I'll bring you back to life for like, you have so many hours, like 24 hours, 12 hours, whatever the fuck, to go back and kill this person who betrayed you in revenge. And then after that, your soul belongs to me for all eternity, and you become a Dark Hunter, and then they hunt down these things called daemons. And I'm not going to explain that right here, because that's a whole fucking long, convoluted, like Greek history thing, just shit.
They're vampires.
Don't worry, they'll hash that shit out in like 3 books until you get it. It's fine.
Yeah.
But So basically, like, the Dark Hunters are the vampire hunters with vampire powers, and then the Daemons are like vampires, but they don't drink blood; they drink your soul, whatever the fuck. So in this series, Zarek is in that book. Zarek is one of the Dark Hunters, but he's a really shitty attitude, and they banished him to like fucking Alaska, where for long periods of time he's stuck in the house for like months because daylight.
Yeah.
The reason though is so fucked up. Oh my god, you just feel so bad for him. Ugh, it
was
just
like
hurt
this-
my spirit.
He was just shit on by everyone who's ever met in his life.
And
So
then you
this
figure,
one
like,
you should read in order.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain level of episodicness. There's certain like books that are part of like the overall arcing storyline.
Yeah.
Like the ones with the wares, because it's a different creatures. But overall, there is an overarching storyline, I think.
Okay.
the overarching storyline is really not all that complicated, but one thing that Sherilyn Kenyon likes to do is tie in shit from every fucking book she's ever written.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
That's
I'll read it
actually
in
really
order.
annoying me because her newest books, like the one just before Stygian, when I read it because I was gonna go buy Stygian, has fucking characters from her historical romance novels that she wrote under a different fucking pen name. She tied in characters and shit from that. So I was reading the book and I was like, these sound familiar. What the hell is this? So she tied in a whole nother world with whole other rules and whole other characters from like years and years and years ago and put them in this other series that she wrote under a different pen name. That kind of irked me because it felt like I just want you to buy all my shit now so you know what's going on. Because you can't read the Dead Men Walking series without reading the Chronicles of Nick. And the Chronicles of Nick are YA. And Nick's story really pissed me off.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. There are spoilers for the Chronicles of Nick in the Dead Men Walking book. The first one, the blue one.
But like those are pirates.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
historical.
Exactly. You would think that is totally different. Nope.
I'm very confused now.
Where is this damn
I
book?
also have a headache because my sinuses hurt. So I'm doing sinus surgery, everybody. So if you heard me just blow my nose right now and it was disgusting, I'm sorry.
When is that?
The 20th. And it's gnarly.
What is it? Let me see. So the book looks really cool because it has all these maps and shit in it, and you think like there are Dark Hunter pirates, but they're so removed from everything else, like whole other time zone, everything. It's nothing to fucking do with the rest of the shit. No, so whatever the hell like Nick is supposed to be that you never find out in the original Dark Hunter series, but they explore in the Chronicles of Nick, and there's all kind of shit about Nick's family or whatnot. So I read this book and I was lost as fuck. And then when I went on Goodreads, it was like, oh, yeah, you find out all this crap from the Chronicles of Nick. So if you didn't read the Chronicles of Nick, then you're going to be real lost. And I was real lost. And now I know all the shit that you find out piece by piece in that series. I'm like,
But
you
like,
making me read all of these
You
things.
shouldn't have to do that.
this is like historical pirates, right?
I don't think it's historical.
Oh, I thought it was historical.
I don't think so. I
So
think
they have modern pirates? Like,
they're literally on a pirate ship and they're like Krakens and all that other weird shit.
confused.
But either Nick's grandfather is in this book or what he is explained in this book. So you know how in the regular series they never really kind of like they just call Nick the whatever the hell they didn't the destroyer, the something. They call him the something. But we never find out what he is, and the same with the
Does
dude.
he end up a Dark Hunter? He ends up a Dark Hunter, right?
No. Not
thought
so
he
far.
did.
I don't think so. I think he was gonna be before what happened to him. So now he hangs out on that beach with the surfer fucker. What's his name? Shit.
No, he was a Dark Hunter. I remember.
Starting out? No, he was a.
No, not starting out. During the series, he gets turned into one.
He get turned into something.
I thought he got turned into a Dark Hunter, and everyone was pissed off about it. I don't remember.
Not the ones I read, but I don't want to say it because if people are going to read it, it's a big spoiler. But after what happens to him, he gets changed into something they never really give a name, but he has all these powers, and now they're saying he's more powerful than Ash, but they won't say what he is. And so that whole backstory that she is so very careful to never reveal in the Dark Hunter series that you have to read Chronicles of Nick for is spoiled in this book. So, and it also, I think, because it's the same with I can't think of his name, but the guy who holds like the meetings for all the shifters and shit. that basically likes to stay on the beach, and nobody likes to piss him off. The guy that surfs all the time, and
I don't remember. I haven't read all the books yet.
and then there's like the demon with multicolored eyes. There's like these two characters who's supposed to be like as powerful or almost as powerful as Ash, but nobody ever tells you what they are. Kind of like how you don't know what Ash is unless you have read Ash's book. Same thing. So all that crap gets spoiled in this book. So I thought it was removed. It ain't. So it's very annoying because she starts tying in like all these characters from all these different worlds, which if you read the series, it makes it really complicated because she has people from like Sumerian pantheons, Greek pantheons, Roman pantheons, Celtic pantheons, and then there are like fucking cowboys, like Jesse, whatever.
Oh my gosh, I love that cowboy though.
Jessup.
I forget the name of the guy.
I don't know, whatever. But she ties in like almost all of that shit in all of her series. So you don't have to read them out of order, but as long as you stay like in the beginning, like 10, it really doesn't matter. After that, she just gets fucking ridiculous and starts like tying in all of her shit because she wants you to buy all of her stuff. And considering the Dark Hunter series is now 27 books, and then I think this one is 2 books, and then Chronicles of Nick is like 7 books. It's a lot.
My grandmother has down traditions to my mom that my mom has had.
Who is that?
What is that?
You guys hearing something in my thing? Because I was looking up something about Nick, and then an ad started playing. I didn't know you guys could hear it. I was like, stop. I was looking something up about him. I'm like, what is he? I thought he got turned into something. Oh, anyway.
This is just a whole long, complicated world. I see. I just start with the original whenever I get around to it.
Fantasy Lover is completely removed for the most part. They just like he's in that world, but he's not a Dark Hunter. It's kind of like this world, and it was like, oh, I could do something with this. So if you want to start off reading it and get like a little hint of it, but having none of the complicated shit, then Fantasy Lover, which is about the he's basically kind of like a sex genie, but not really a genie.
Yeah.
He's trapped in this scroll, and basically he's a sex slave every time somebody wishes him out of this book. And then some like ancient history professor or something or other who's got a lot of sex hangups finds him. It's a good book though.
Yeah. I mean, it's silly.
Yeah. Oh, it's very silly.
But like if you can just like, suspend disbelief and just go with it, be like, yeah, it's silly.
Yeah,
I like it.
basically walk around with this ancient Roman soldier in like modern day whatever who's like, what are these people in this moving box? Bitch, it's a TV. Relax. It's a lot of that.
Sundown is the name of that cowboy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking it up.
I love him.
Because I was looking up, because I remember I wrote a review for this, and I remember he said something that it was really funny. And Sundown says, it's time to make like a fox and get the hell out of Dallas. I don't know why it's funny to me, but it is. He's just like random cowboy words.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just feel like though that author just got money hungry a little because she started to make it so like you have to read all of her books whether they're to your taste or not, or you're gonna get lost. And then not only that, but she's been on like this tangent of trying to say like, I know there was a thing with the Cassandra Clare books where she was like, she plagiarized me and blah blah blah. Then the story came out about her husband poisoning her, and I'm like, bitch, you got a lot going on.
Yeah.
But the first ones are really, really good. They're really good up until like 20 something. Like I am obsessed with them. This whole little section, like right in here and up there, and then I have like 30 of her damn paperback books. So
yeah, I got to meet her once. She was really nice.
She seems nice, if not, little. Don't want to get to talking to her about personal shit, but she seems cool.
No, this one's signed. I sent you a signed book, I think, Lauren.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite ones actually with Ren in it. I love Ren.
Yeah, that's the only hardcover ones they were selling there, so I bought that one.
Yeah,
that's another one. I'm just like, Ren was as a male virgin, which is very rare in romance, and I'm like, he's doing like advanced studies stuff his first time. Like, I was like, it wasn't just normal. Like they were in like weird positions, and I was like,
the only thing
that
really irks me about that though, so Ren is a tiger shifter who lives in this.
He's a white tiger,
bar, which is cool. However, if you look, so Sherilyn Kenyon has a lot of like really cool things that a lot of authors don't do. Is that if you go to her website, she has like all of her characters listed as they're like little. It's like a wiki page, but her people on it, not fans. So you can go and look up all the characters. So I was looking it up like 3 days ago for something or other because I had a question about one of the characters, and I went to Mama Peltier's, and You know what it said in there? It listed like her husband. It listed all of the kids, like the triplets and Amy and blah, blah, blah. And then it said pets. Ren. I was like, excuse me? What the fuck? Oh, I was mad. That's so fucked up.
She does kind of treat him like a pet, though.
That's so shitty.
I know. Oh, he's like he's like half tiger, half snow leopard, like white tiger and a snow leopard combined. So he's like a magical white snowflake creature, and male virgin, but doing advanced studies like straight out the gate.
I mean, if he's a shifter living in a house, they don't tell him what the hell he heard. That's the only excuse I can make up for it.
I don't think they were fucking all that much.
Probably not. I think I wouldn't in a house where everybody can fucking hear you, but that's just
I mean, not with Mama Peltier. She was kind of. Anyway, so hey guys, Dead Witch Walking. I just realized we're far down the rabbit hole this tangent. Huh.
Oh,
You
here.
just
Final
talking about
thoughts and
anything.
ratings on the book. I said final thoughts and ratings.
I think I gave it like 3.5.
Yeah, I gave it 4, but talking about it is a 3.5. It was a standard
It ends up with
starter.
4 stars. I always round up. I'm nice. I round up, but
Oh,
like
I
it's
don't do that.
I gave it 2.
I did like the world building. I just thought like I didn't like how they treated Ivy.
I think they have the audiobooks on Hoopla, so I think I might continue on to see how it goes.
I started actually with the audiobook because I was listening to it on my way to the Pierce Brown signing, but the audiobook like moves really slow. I listened to it for like 3 hours on like almost 2 speed, and I still was in chapter 1. It's like, oh fuck this.
The chapters are really long though.
Yeah, they are long chapters.
Because I had an ebook copy checked out from the library too, and every time I'm trying to find my place to find words, because I was like, what are they saying?
Yeah.
And the chapters were really long.
Yeah. I hate long chapters. I want short chapters.
Now,
Yeah. I don't know. It's probably right around like where Anita Blake was for me. Like, it's not horrible. I just think it didn't age well. And because I'm so picky, I had a hard time. Like, it wasn't written recently. Relax, Lauren. But I just like, no, I couldn't do it.
Just cleaning up.
Chewing my computer cords. Thank you, friend. Hi.
Aw.
Uh,
Ragamuffin.
his name is Cashmere because he's so fluffy.
Aw.
mhm.
Hi.
He's just like, okay, I'm chilling now.
This is basically what he does all day, where he goes to sleep and he'll just lay on his back and he sleeps with his arms and legs like this. Yeah.
Just ready for belly rubs.
Any ideas what you want to put up for next month? I don't know yet.
Oh, for
Probably-
September?
Mhm.
Bitten by Kelly Armstrong. That was the other book we mentioned last time,
Yeah.
and I forgot about it.
Bitten. I still want, because you know what? I want to put Polaris Rising again because
Throw it on there.
it wins on Twitter every time, but it doesn't win on Goodreads. And Goodreads gets more votes, so it doesn't end up winning.
I was kind of thinking about this series, but I don't know anything about them. It's like the Dirk and Steel series by Marjorie Liu, but Marjorie Liu writes. Didn't she do the monstrous?
Is that the same late person?
It is.
Huh.
Maybe.
You can put Bird for Me again.
Yeah, I'm determined to read the book. We're gonna read that damn book.
We're gonna get people to read this.
It's gonna happen.
Eventually, one day.
I'm
You'll
really
just burn for me for all of the options.
I'm really excited about Halfway to the Grave though, because I had a bath already. Thank you. Because I know a lot of people are gonna go down the rabbit hole. Because when I read Halfway to the Grave, I was like, well, fuck my TBR, because I'm reading the rest of these. And I think I binged like all of them in a weekend.
I got through the first 3, but then I think it was like a hold or something. It was like a really long wait on the 4th book or something happened, and I didn't read the last 2, which was really dumb. But
Yeah, I have the first 3.
It's so good.
Library book sale.
Bones is basically Spike from Buffy. Just get that in your head right now. He is.
she popped up real quick. She's like, "What?"
Lauren and I have like had a long conversation about Spike from Buffy before.
Right? Gelled back, bleach blonde hair, British accent.
The
But-
hair is unfortunate, but I'll live with it.
And he also has like this alpha male. He does alpha male better than I think thus far anything we've been reading the past like couple months. So
Fucking love
still a
Spike.
little bit of an asshole in the first book, but he's not like Barons.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually doing things to try to help her out in the long run. So
Like Spike from Buffy. Sorry.
It's
Sorry,
like
Spike had to go earn his soul, okay? He wasn't like fucking Angel who just got cursed into it. He had to earn it.
it's
Just
like
saying, he deserved the soul more.
as cute as you can get in a paranormal romance. I think the way they met, it's cute.
mhm.
I need everybody to read it.
It's a little brutal, but it's good. It's good.
Speaking
Yeah.
of meet cutes, how do you think about how Rachel and Nick
Oh
met?
Lord.
Talk about a meet cute rat fight.
With the rat, I can't.
It was interesting.
So, for those who maybe haven't read it, but you just want to hear what we have to say, Rachel turns herself into a mink and gets stuck as a mink because the bad guy catches her and keeps her in a cage. He's just like, "Oh, I know what I'm doing with you. I'm putting you in a rat fight," because people bet on rat fights in this city, apparently. What the fuck, Kentucky? And then she gets into the rat fight, and there's a big ass rat, and it's another person who got turned into a rat and is stuck. So they're like, "Oh, we'll like fake fight, and then we'll escape," and then they escape, and then they turn back into people. So that meet cute in a rat fight.
Choices.
Choices.
As Tatiana would say. I just I don't know, this so many weird things. That's the kind of like thing where I'm like, I get the whole suspend your disbelief thing, but a rat fight. And,
Yeah,
like, did she tell, like, I think Ivy had a really weird reaction when she told Ivy anyways, like, yeah, I'm gonna go in as a mink, and Ivy was like, the fuck did you just say?
she's like trying so hard every day not to slap her upside the head. Like trying so hard. Just like, do you have a plan at all? Like
She's just like, no, I'll figure it out as I go along. Stuck
It's
in
like-
a cage for 2 weeks as a glorified rat. Just like,
I
okay.
know.
She's
Poor
very
Ivy.
Mac from Fever, whatever the fuck, in that aspect.
Yeah. Smarter than Mac though. Somewhat. She doesn't always wear appropriate clothing either. She's wearing that skirt in the library. And I was like, don't wear skirts to go battle. Shit.
Or like that whole thing in the beginning where they had to tell her she looked like a hooker like 97 times, where she's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have worn leather pants and a halter top to go chase criminals. Bitch, maybe?
Maybe. Especially if you have to run. I mean, you don't want your boobs just going everywhere. It's a halter top.
Shenanigans.
Sorry, that's like a concern for me at least. I mean, we all have boobs, but like I'll get 2 black eyes. Like,
I don't have that problem. I mean, it won't be comfortable, but
like no, these need to be contained. Like, so I'm like running without a bra. This sounds horrible to me.
it was like there was a book I was reading that I started talking about it on Twitter not that long ago, where the main character was just like, someone broke into her house and she needed to run, but she wasn't wearing a bra, so she just didn't go anywhere. She was like, well, I can't run because my boobs are out. It's like, bitch, you got 2 arms. Hold them.
Right.
Grab and run.
It was so
I do it regularly, even with a sports bra, so I don't run at the gym. Okay, sorry. One more boob story. So I was at the gym and I was like, you know what? Today's the day. I'm actually going to run on a treadmill, not just like endurance uphill. Well,
Yeah.
run. I start running, and my sports bra literally explodes. My boobs literally exploded out of it
Oh no.
because it was one of those ones with a zipper in the front, and the running
Oh,
had like
no.
slowly unzipped the zipper. I was like, ah! Like flying off the treadmill with my boobs. Like they were in my shirt, but just loose. And I was like, ah!
Oh, no.
So that's me.
Yeah, no running on a treadmill at the gym. Okay, that's settled.
Not with a zipper
Yeah.
front anyway.
No, it was never front. I mean, it never come down before, but then again, I didn't run before. So just like the rhythmic jumping, like unzipped it, and then my boobs exploded.
I've had friends who we've gone to the gym and then I'll look at them and I'm like, are you wearing 2 bras? And they're like, you don't get it, but yes. Now I get it.
I wear
Never-
2.
Yeah.
That was the one time I didn't because it was actually my cup size.
Mm.
So I didn't have to wear 2. And then I was like, yeah, I got my nice one on today. And I was like, nope. It betrayed me.
Shenanigans. That sucks.
Anyway, so book. Hey, Which one's next? This one's next. I'm excited for this one. You guys have told me there is smutty vampire times. It's
Mhm.
New Orleans. I fucking love New Orleans.
Is
So,
it?
for those of you who do not, or maybe other people who are didn't know what the other book was about, or didn't vote, or are just now coming in, Halfway to the Grave is really, really, really good. A, B, it's about this character who is a half fight. What is it? It's,
Look what's advertised in the back of it.
oh, fuck that.
The back of this one.
Oh, that's yours. Mine, I think, just has the series stuff.
No,
I
mine
think I
says,
have a
hey.
newer edition, so that's what I
Yeah, mine
have.
just says like, "Hey, Kim Harrison, Dead Witch Walking. What's up?"
I don't know where the hell mine is. I can't find it. But
Oh my gosh, that's so random. So
Oh.
yeah, this one advertises this one.
I'm curious, what does your chapter headers look like? Because this is what mine look like in here.
I got that too. I got the boot.
Okay.
I
I'm
got
just like, interesting.
Oh, here they are. They are over here. Son of a bitch. I got shit everywhere.
This is following
I'm
a
excited,
half.
though. It's vampires in New Orleans. Like, that's always something. Oh, we got a new edition too, kind of.
Oh, yeah.
I have the
Oh, we got
newer
the
version.
Mine
a newer
came from
one.
Goodwill. It's still got the sticker on there. But yes, I have like all of these. But anyway, this series, the main character Kat
Oh.
is half human, half vampire, and she's a vampire hunter. And she just like does not know what the fuck she's doing. She's self-trained. So she's one of those people who like if she had been born like now, she'd be like, I watched YouTube tutorials. I know what the fuck I'm doing.
This is
Not
actually
even
for-
that much. She like I looked up articles and figured out what I could based off of
Yeah.
myths that people posted online.
Yep. And this
Yeah, look. It's a first edition.
is mine, maybe. I don't know.
Nice.
You always check the number to the farthest right, and that's on number 1.
No, that mine's
Mhm.
6.
I got 20.
Oh.
Well, no, that might be 2019. Never mind.
Yeah, first. Look at that. Hey,
Nice.
I get excited when I find firsts.
No, mine is 6. But
Same back though.
yeah.
Anyway, sorry. This is something I get nerdy about.
Oh, I love my first editions. I just don't ever check the paperbacks much. I always like manically check the hardcovers for it though.
Yeah,
But
this one is the 37th edition for Dead
Shit.
Witch. I got it from the library.
I have all my other ones. I think it's a really good series. Oh, look, there's all my Gina Showalter books.
You only got 3?
No, there are a crap ton of them over here.
Yeah.
And then some more Sherilyn Kenyon books, because whatever. This is one of her older covers, I think. 'cause
Oh
they
wow, yeah, it
They
is.
don't look like this anymore.
I like that book though.
I have the older cover for Zarek's book too. Who is this one? This one is Wolf. Oh, I hadn't read Wolf's book in like forever. I need to reread that one.
Yeah.
What edition is this one? I don't even think it has a Dewjobby in it. 4.
There you go.
Her really old covers look like historical romance old covers, so they're like no people. I think it had like just like a gem on it or some little round like embossed thing. But here are all of my Janine Frost books because they're really good. I have not, however, read the novellas yet. So there's one of like her friend's story. I think it's this one, and then whoops,
That just scared me.
sorry puppy. And then that one, which has
I
like
got that one too.
like salacious ass cover, which is hilarious.
I read
Yeah,
that back in the day. That's the only one I
Don't
read.
those take place between this series and then the Vlad series?
I think so because one of them is one of Bones' friends, and I think the other one is Kat's friend who was married to the vet or something. Was married to somebody. I don't know. Anyway. There's a spin-off one too of Vlad's other friend who was like a major dickish character. So I'm sure I'm really wanting to see how they did those, but I haven't read them yet.
Oh, the other master vampire dude. Yeah, that's the one you sent me, right?
Mm.
I wanted to go back and finish everything before going into that because I'm that person.
Okay, so maybe like with the start of this one, I'll reread the whole series, and then we can read when you're ready the new one because I'm ready for it. Where did my dog go? Oh, excuse me, sir. Hey, stop chewing on that. Come here.
Do we have any final thoughts about Dead Witch?
Dogs, excuse me.
I think we kind of went over everything. I don't really have anything else to say. I wish-
Anybody watching have any thoughts that you wanted to add about the book?
Yeah. I wish they treated Ivy better, and I like the magic
Mhm.
system. I like the world building. Lauren, do you have any final thoughts? I think we kind of said everything, but I just want to recap.
I
Yeah,
think her face says it all.
I like the magic. That was basically it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, the magic was good. I think it was like a decent magic system.
Yeah.
And
Two
I
random
like the
things.
world.
Oh, sorry.
I like
Go
Ivy,
ahead.
even though she deserved better.
Ivy did.
Two random things. I like the witch neighbor dude.
Mm.
He
Oh,
seems like
yeah.
he might be fun. And I'm also scared for the what was her name?
Secretary. I forget.
Yeah.
her name.
Oh yeah.
Because she was like, "Oh, let me feed this
She was
rat," even though I
cool.
hate rats. Yeah,
Like she knew what was up.
she knew something was going on.
Yeah, she's smart. I liked her a lot. I wish she was in more of it. If anyone's watching has read the books, who was reading Amanda? She says she read them all, but is a secretary in other books because I think she was really smart and I want to see more of her. So if
Are
anyone
you guys
knows,
gonna read more of them? Are you gonna
No.
keep going with the series? She's like, oh, hell no.
They're on Hoopla, so
you
I'll
like
probably.
Trent gets better. I don't know if I think he's an anti-hero because there was like little bits of him like when he killed the guy and he was like shaking afterward pretending not to. So I'm like, this is like an anti-hero thing, but I'm like, he also locked her in a cage and put her in a rat fight. So
But I don't know. These older books love that kind of like redeemable story
Yeah.
arc where like a character does a really shitty thing and then she ends up in a relationship with him later. I'm like, I'm sorry, he turned you into a whole ass animal and left you in a well, he didn't turn her into
yeah.
one.
I was like, is this like Warner and Shatter Me? Where he's like horrible. Have you not read Shatter Me? Never mind.
I have, I don't.
I haven't. Not yet.
I can't do the writing style. All the strike throughs and the repeats. It's just like
You're
oh my
either trash for it or you're not. This is how it is. I like it.
Yeah, that's
A
why I
lot of
haven't
people
read
have
it
the
yet
same
because I'm
problem.
scared.
I like the story though. I actually like the story, even though like it was like as far as like the scale between YA to NA, it was very very YA. Even though it had like some NA themes, but it was like the writing style was very annoying. It's like she'd repeat herself like 5 times, and like 3 of them would be like
Crossed out,
it
yeah.
would be strike through, and then she'd repeat it again without a strike through. And I'm just like, God fucking damn it!
I know. It's
Like disjointing.
it's a visual thing. I don't know. I liked it, but a lot of people feel the same way as you.
And a whole lot of purple prose, like purple AF. Like, God damn, some of those metaphors that make
Yeah.
no fucking sense. It's like, I'm sorry, his what? Did what? No. I don't know. That was just a lot for me. Like, I like the story, but that kind of stuff, like the visual stuff compared with the, like, all the purple prose was just together. Too much. Too much.
Okay. Yeah. I like that secretary though. She's cool. I would have wanted to read a book about her.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at the puppy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep him off the floor because he has discovered this week his joy of chewing on electric cables.
Oh.
And when Diesel did that when he was a baby, since he's so small, sometimes I don't notice when he's gotten behind the desk or the TV stand. And Diesel would chew on shit, and I never knew he was chewing on it until one day I was watching TV and I heard a little zzz. I was like, oh. So I'm trying to get electrocuted. But he's very, like, he's not much of a cuddler because he's so furry. He gets really hot. So he's trying to go lay on my lamp base because it's metal, so it's cold. But when he lays on the lamp base, he chews on the cable. So it's why he's hostage right now. And he's not happy about it.
Got it. I don't know. I never thought
Okay, so this month, we're reading Apple to the Grave, and then next month, Bitten, Polaris, and Burn for Me.
Yeah.
Go. Y'all gonna read Burn for Me, damn it, one way or
one way or another. We might just like, executive decision it and be like, this is what we're reading. Right. I think my eyebrows came out really good today. I'm staring at my own eyebrows and I know that's weird. It's just like, it came out good. I was like,
I need to learn how to do mine. I don't do anything to them, and they're just getting like unruly at this point.
I never used to fill them in, and then once you start, you're like, oh, I can't ever stop. Yeah, I'm like, oh, they came out good today. Like, I'm like proud of them.
I'm happy I put something on my face at all today because I woke up this morning and I was just like, no, I don't want to do anything.
I wake up so early because I can't breathe.
Mm.
So I'm just like, my body just like, you're going to die in your sleep. You need to wake up. So I'm like, like I wake up and I can't sleep anymore. So I just go do my makeup. But eventually I'll be able to breathe after the surgery.
That's
That'll
good.
be
Like I'm full mouth breathing this whole time. I can't breathe out of my nose.
Oh no.
So
Is it gonna be like
Yeah.
a quick day thing? Like, are you gonna go home same day?
it's outpatient, but I was hoping it was going to be like the simple procedure, which is just balloon sinuplasty. They, like an angioplasty in a heart where they put the little balloon.
Mm.
They do that for your sinuses. I thought I was going to do that, and they're like, "Oh no, it's way worse than that." And I'm like, "It's like it's a longer surgery. It's
Oh,
like a 3-hour surgery."
oof.
Because I also have a deviated septum that they found out is much more deviated than they thought. So they're going to have to do a septoplasty. So I'm getting like my septum straightened. I mean, like my nose is really straight, so you can't tell it's deviated. Because
Yeah.
usually, like you can tell, they're like your tip of your nose will be funny. But yeah, so they're not going to screw with my bone because I'm like, I don't want my nose to look different because it's straight right now. Like, don't fuck with my nose. And they're like, no, it's inside. So I'm like, oh, great, you're going to break my nose from the inside. Awesome. So there's that. And then they're going to like, I have a bunch of growths in my sinuses, basically. They're blocked by growths.
Fabulous. That sounds fun.
So I can't breathe in or out until they go in and cut them all off
Nice.
and cut off little bits of bone to make my sinuses bigger.
But at least it's outpatient.
Yeah, but I'm like, they're gonna cut off bone. Like I freaked out because it's in my face. They're
Yeah.
going in my face to do it. I mean, they're gonna go through my nose. I'm not gonna have any scars or anything, but it's just like it's inside of my face. Like this is how it makes my livings. Like I need it for a lot of things, but it'll be good because I'll probably be able to breathe after it. So
Always a benefit.
yeah.
Mhm.
But that also means I'm going to start reading this one probably soon because of the recovery time. Like, because I'll be on painkillers and I'm not going to be on any like mental capacity to read books and understand them.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sit there and watch Queer Eye all day. Like, I just know. So, yeah, I'm probably going to read this next week. And then forget it all by the time we do the live show. But it happens.
Yeah, I always wait until like right before, like 2 days before, so that I don't
Oh,
forget.
no.
Like this one, like I've read it so many times, I don't have to worry about it. But I'm still gonna do the same thing. I wait until like right before the live show.
Yeah. But it's my first time though, so
I'm
I
excited.
gotta-
That one's a good one.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the few ones I reread so often. It's that one, Kate Daniels, Mercy Thompson. I think there's like one other, like Sherilyn Kenyon. So
okay.
that one's pretty high up there for me. So I'm super
I'm
excited.
excited. Like I read First Drop of Crimson and remember not super loving it. Like I thought it was all right.
I still haven't read
So
it. It's still-
yeah, but that was a long time ago. I think it was like on Hoopla. So I like randomly read it like an audiobook.
Oh, I have to check that because if I could save money.
Yeah. I know that one. I don't think Halfway to the Grave was on Hoopla, at least for me. But that's LAPL, so I don't know if it's on anyone else's Hoopla.
So, yeah.
Like the only place that had it. Sorry, I breathed funny.
I was like, "You okay?"
The only place that had it for me was Overdrive from my library. I couldn't find it on Scribd.
Libby.
Oh my
I
goodness.
don't know if it's on Libby or not.
I think
Maybe it's the
all
same
of
as
it.
Overdrive, isn't it?
I think so.
But those are like dependent on your library, so someone else's library might have it in their system.
Yeah.
Well, I thought Hoopla was all the same for everyone.
I don't know because I still log in with my LAPL card, so I think there's some differences. Maybe
Mm.
I'm not sure. I know. Like Overdrive is different by library.
Oh well, yeah, that's different. I know for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know about Hoopla.
If
I think
anybody has the
yeah.
Audible romance pack, or it's not called that anymore. It's like Audible Escape. Some of that stuff.
It's
is in there.
that was so dumb. I have that though.
It's probably on there.
I don't even use it anymore. I should probably cancel that subscription. I could be using that $10 to stuff my face at McDonald's. It's fine.
You know what I just found out about McDonald's? It broke my heart. Okay, so I'm a vegetarian.
Mm.
There's not a lot I can eat at McDonald's already, but I love McDonald's French fries because they're great. You know what they do in America? They flavor them with fucking beef fat.
Do they
Oh,
really?
wow.
Yeah, so I can't eat them anymore. I just found out recently that they use beef fat to flavor their fries. And they actually got sued a few years ago for it because they made a big deal, like an advertising campaign saying, oh, look, we don't use animal fat when we fry our food. We use like vegetable oil. And like they were making like this big thing. We're vegetarian. They're like, except for the beef fat you put in your fries.
Wow.
Jesus. I didn't
Like,
know that because when I was
Hostess
eating
products
vegan,
too.
that was what I ate a lot was fucking McDonald's French fries.
Yeah.
Bastards.
Hostess products like Twinkies. Like if you actually read the ingredients, it says beef fat. It says the words beef fat. Like Hostess fucks me up. Like I can't with them. Like Little Debbie's good. Little Debbie can hang. She doesn't put beef fat in her food. Yeah, I'm also a dirtbag of a person, and I like junk food.
I am trying really hard because my hormone disorder, every time I gain weight, it is only in my stomach. And so, like, I went so far as to one day, just like, if I keep eating, if I keep gaining weight, eventually it has to spread everywhere else. Because I don't really care about my size. I'm more like a proportion. I just don't want a big gut. Like, I can get bigger. I don't give a fuck. That's fine.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll just keep eating, and eventually, like, the rest of me will get bigger. No, I look like I was 6 months pregnant. I was like, well, fuck. And so now, once I hit 30, it's getting way worse. So now I have to actually be careful about what I eat, and I'm not happy
Yeah.
about it. That's bullshit. I probably
Yeah,
could go to
30
the
sucks.
gym. That would probably help if I start weightlifting again, but Lauren's lazy right now.
I would love to go to the gym, but I can't breathe. So I haven't been able to go to the gym in like a long time.
Yeah.
So like I've just like gained like 10 pounds. It's bad. I'm hiding it well for now. But it's just like I want to move my body and not like die because I can't breathe.
Yeah.
Like I get winded eating
Sheesh.
because I can't like eat and breathe at the same time. So I have to hold my breath while I'm chewing. Yeah. The
Awful.
20th, eventually, this is going to get better.
I'm glad they're gonna fix it.
Like, I don't talk about this ever, but it's like, yeah, I haven't been able to breathe in like a long time. And then, like, my boyfriend finally was just like, this isn't normal, right? Like, people take a Claritin and they're fine. And I'm like, oh, I thought, like, it never occurred to me that something was wrong. So,
Sheesh.
yeah,
Glad you're getting that fixed because that sounds fucking miserable.
it
Yeah.
is a bit. Like, the only thing that works is Afrin, but you can't keep taking Afrin because it makes the problem worse.
Yeah, and it's addicting also. You're supposed to
But
take
it's so
it for like
fucking good. I'm like, I was so fucking good though. God damn, Afrin is so good. Sorry, if anyone doesn't know nasal spray differences, because like I do.
Yeah.
Like Afrin is like fucking heroin for noses. I love
Yeah,
it.
the rest of it is just like basically saline salt spray, and Afrin has Sudafed or
Yeah, it constricts your blood vessels so your sinuses open.
but it's also like massively addicting. So if you need it, you're only supposed to take it for 3 days. I cannot tell you how many patients I've been confiscating Afrin from lately, and then we take it because like you can't have this because it's a substance abuse program and it's addictive. And they go okay, and then tomorrow, what's the hanging out of your pocket, friend? That looks like Afrin. Oh, I bought another one.
Yeah.
So
I mean, as far as addictions go, it's not going to ruin your life, but it's bad for your nose.
it
So I
doesn't
only take it like every once.
problem. It just gives you more sinus problems the longer you take it, which is
I
fine.
know. It doesn't. I know I shouldn't take it, but it's just like I only take it like every few days when like I'm like I just want to breathe for a few hours. So like I'm not taking it multiple times a day every day. That's like my one caveat. Like I'm fine. I don't have a problem. Like,
I think your
but-
case is different though. Like these people legitimately like they're just like stuffy nose and it's fine. They can take like Flonase. You actually cannot fucking breathe. That's different.
yeah. No, I can't take Flonase either because it doesn't do anything. It makes it worse.
Yeah.
Like Nasacort is okay. So I've taken a lot of nasal sprays. But yeah, I didn't know it was like a drug thing though. Because I've never used it to get high. I just know like it's the fucking ticket. When you can't breathe, you're like, you'll be able to breathe.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah, we had a lot of we have like 10 bottles, I think, of Afrin in our med room right now that we've taken from people. And,
Is it like what does it do? Like for people who abuse it? Like
it's not like a get high kind of a thing. It's just like addicting in that you'll just, it's even not necessarily like that it's addictive on its own. It's like the effect is addictive because it's one of those things where like socially, like when people smoke a lot of pot to go out or drink a lot when they go out, and it's not that they're addicted to the alcohol yet, it's that they're addicted to like, I have to drink to go out or I'm not any fun. So it's like
Yeah.
one of those where like your body starts to go, well, we're just not going to open up again. So like right now for you, it's different because your sinuses weren't open anyway. But like
Yeah.
if you would keep taking it after your sinuses got fixed, it'd be one of those things where like your system is like, it can't work without it anymore. And then you continue to need it. But it's also like debrading all that shit in there anyway. So it's just
Yeah.
like,
You get a lot of bloody
live
noses
while it's working.
eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my only caveat is I only take it every few days. Like I don't take it every day.
Yeah.
That's like my treat. Like if I know I'm gonna film, because I'll try to film like a bunch of videos in a day, so I'll take Afrin so I can like breathe through my videos.
Jeez.
But eventually, this is gonna get fixed, allegedly.
Fingers crossed. It's going to work.
Yeah, it's gonna suck for a few days because apparently they put like tampons up there to like pack it, and then they have to pull them out. And then you go home with like a maxi pad on your face. It's like gnarly because you have so much blood in your nose. Anyway, so they're just talking about my nose now. Let's talk about books. These two in particular.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
So we are coming up at the 2-hour mark. We could probably start wrapping up.
I got nothing. We already know my cranky ass don't like much of nothing. I just wasn't here for this. I didn't
Yeah.
hate it.
We picked our September books. We know what we're reading in August. So I think we've accomplished everything. We always just get talking. It's just like hanging out, like, you know, with friends.
Basically.
So like, it goes for a long time.
It's fun though, especially like we're getting lately more and more comments in the chat.
Yeah.
So it's more fun that way.
Agreed. And the next live show is going to be on Lauren's channel
Yep.
in September sometime.
Oh, for halfway to the grave, that's gonna be dope. Y'all gonna have to stop.
Yep.
It. I must be going all over the place. Y'all know I'm good for it. I'm tangential AF.
I'm excited. You guys have talked me into it. It's Smutty Vampires.
If you don't like it, I'm legit like gonna be so butthurt. My feelings are not gonna make it.
Yeah, I'll get kicked out. Yay, thank you for watching, Amanda.
All right.
She said she enjoys our commentary. And then Lila's waving. So
I am working on the Google Doc thing that's basically like I want to say compendium just because I like the word, but that's not right. Just basically like a list of all of the things that we can pick from, because I have some there. We got like a finite number, let's be honest, of books to pick from that are recent, but there's so many that I don't know about. So I'm gonna start here shortly asking people to send me like in the comments or maybe in a Twitter thread on the Wicked Spirits Book Club Twitter page, just like lesser known urban fantasy and paranormal romances, so we can get like a reference.
yeah.
A list to work from.
Yeah. Because right now I'm just going from what I have knowledge of because I always forget. So like Amanda's more on top of it than I ever was. So she's like, hey guys, we gotta pick a book. And I'm like, oh fuck.
I am so Ravenclaw in this group chat we have. We have our private chat where we like text each other. And I'm like, hey guys, so we're coming up on the week point where we're gonna have to post things. I'm like, I'll post the polls. I get like I'm very extra about it.
I'm thinking about it, but I'm always like, somebody will come up. I was like, Amanda will say something soon enough. So I'll just
Amanda's probably already doing this. No, it's true. I'm always like, hey, I should go promote this. I should take pictures like I did that one. Oh, nope, that went to some dude. Ah!
Ooh. Working on that list anyway, so I will be less likely to go because that's why I've been picking familiar things, but that also means that I've been doing a lot of rereads because I read them all. So I'm working on this list because I do have like Karen Chance books I've never read, Charlene Harris, even though I don't want to read any of her books, but if I really want to.
I don't know. They're not necessarily all that smutty. I think True Blood the show is better. We could do a True Blood watch along.
We need to do a something watch.
That was weird though. I started watching True Blood and I don't think I got past season 1 because that was weird.
Show because just like the visual of like Sookie and Bill, like that's I guess.
I mean, they're married in real life.
They are, and that's even weirder because maybe he's a nice person. I don't fucking know. But that is not a good vampire romance lead to me.
Yeah.
I
I
also
don't
think
know.
that
Anyway, we'll figure it out. We'll have to do a watch. We have to do like a watch thing where we all watch something together.
All right, so keep an eye out on the Twitter page because at some point I'm just gonna like pin a thread to the top, maybe asking people for like recommendations. So that's coming at some point.
Yeah. Follow us on Twitter. We're at Book Spirits.
Mhm.
Tossing that out. Okay. We're good.
All
All
right,
right,
so I
guys,
guess,
I guess we're out of here.
yep, and we will see you next month on Lauren's channel. I was about to say Morgan for some reason, and I have no idea why. Oh my goodness, I need to go to sleep. Sorry.
This new app and figure out the comment thing. Do you have to put the comments up individually, or can you set it to where they'll all pop up on the screen? I'll figure
You
it out.
have to show it. You can click and it'll say show. So everyone that pops up, you don't have to see
Okay.
everyone.
I'll play with that because it kind of looks like my Twitch live stream, and I have not been doing that either. So I gotta maybe do one of those today or tomorrow.
Oh yeah, this actually worked really nicely.
I like it.
Yeah, StreamYard. Heck yeah, they got rid of Google Hangouts, but this one I think is an upgrade. It's very
Yeah.
nice.
It's less
I like it.
complicated. Twitch, you can do all this crap, but it's way more complicated, all the settings and junk to even get the comments pop up on the screen. Here, it's just like a one button thing. Oh, fuck yes.
Yeah, it's simple. It's simple AF. I love it. I'm everyone's like weird aunt who doesn't understand their computer. I just realized I'm an older millennial. I'm sorry. Like I'm still figuring out like Instagram. I'm like, I turn to my friends like, how do you do this? Do this for me. And I hand them my phone.
When you sent us that link for the tutorial for this app, it said something about you can use it to like go live on Instagram. I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus, because I fucking hate using my phone, which is why I don't use Instagram. I Twitter on the the computer. I don't use my phone for any of it because one, it's like all thumbs and I'm very clumsy, so the typos are always fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I also wear trifocal, so looking up at something and then like trying to quickly look down at my screen at the very bottom prescription gives me a migraine. So I just prefer to use a computer where it's not so close to my face.
Okay.
And so I don't know why, because I used to just always use my phone. Now I'm turning into like a little old lady. So that's why I don't use Instagram, because Instagram takes a lot of effort to take the picture and then to make these long like summaries of the book and ask questions. It's just a lot of phone interaction, and
It is.
I don't fucking like that. So
yeah, I wish we could do it on the computer on Instagram, but we can't.
If I can Instagram live though, at least from this.
You don't have to use your phone to hold it the whole time either.
So I don't look like really awkward trying to find an angle, because for those of you who do not have an iPhone, the iPhone front camera is the fucking devil. It shows every pore, every little like it's awful. So like I would like to be able to turn it backwards, but then I can't see what's on the
You're just filming your shoulder because you can't see. Oh, there's my phone. Hey.
So this is better because this is, I mean, it's not a messy ass setup, but it's at least like I'm not doing this for however the hell long. So I'm here for it.
Agreed. Anyway, so StreamYard worked. This was like successful. I'm excited. I was a little nervous that maybe it would like crap out on us, but it's worked out nicely.
Yay.
Yeah, and when my computer went out, it did not throw you guys out, which I think was the best part. So
yeah, this is nice. This is a good app. Yay, yes. We've leveled up, everybody.
I like it.
Okay. So I think we'll just wrap up. I'm Ravenclawing this group again. I'm like, we're gonna wrap up now.
All right. I got nothing else. So
okay.
So we will see you guys, like I said, next month.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. I don't know if we're still live or not.
I think
It's working.